first half, it was like the same day, right?
Yes.
So first half was like fully under my control. Second half, God has to take care of me.
I was on the opposite end, definitely. It's okay to fail and come back again rather than never trying it.
How important were your friends in the journey? Like, are you dependent on your circle, or you were the one who used to like punch out the moment the classes were done?
I would avoid it, but yes. What I always believe, Venkat, is a good company with a very friendly competition does wonders. There can always be friends who can be supportive to you, but a friend with a competitive mind will always push you to the boundaries.
If somebody is interested in taking a seminar, raise your hand. I was actually sleepy and I just raised my hand. And I have 3 quick questions.
Yes.
How much sums do you solve for accounts or costing or something?
None.
Welcome, Rahul. Finally, I'm bringing you to the Friendly Neighborhood CS podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been wonderful.
Yeah. Before we start talking about it, I just want to make either why we are doing this podcast. You would have noted Friendly Neighborhood. Spider-Man is the normal thing.
Yes.
But Friendly Neighborhood CS or motive and a simple thing. In YouTube, you'll see a lot of interviews about CS who have like cleared in the age 19.
Correct.
Or CS who cleared at 70, 53. The extremes, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as CA students, you will never be able to relate to both of them, right? You are not in the same scenario as anybody in the age. But if we can bring actionable stories where people like you and me who have done the regular journey and made it big in the same thing, then that stories will be related to the CA students, like it will be relatable to them, and they'll be getting actionable insights.
Got it.
Based on your story, there are hundreds of students waiting to take decisions in their own lives.
Perfect. If
They need the confidence, right?
Makes sense.
Whatever journey, like taking college or not taking college, whatever you did or whatever somebody else did in the podcast, they can share the journey, and based on that, they can reflect and do I see myself doing that? That's the entire intention of the podcast, and we've done more than 10 episodes so far. This is like my hobby. People ask me, do you get money from doing the podcast? I absolutely get 0 rupees from it. In fact, we only spend money. It's just like a hobby. I used to like doing podcasts and things, so I just carry on with it. The frequency is a little low now, the podcast, but I do podcasts when and there. When I meet people, I like to talk to a lot about.
No, I think an amazing decision, Venkat. I think if I can be influential to anyone, then I'm just looking forward to it myself, definitely.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time and in a busy day. You just finished your classes, right?
I did, yes.
4-hour classes or?
No, so my journey starts at 6:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And I finish my classes at 1:30.
Oh God. Okay.
And yes, then starts my office.
Okay.
But thankfully today I'm on leave for it.
Oh, today you took a leave for the podcast.
I mean, this was more exciting for me, so definitely yes.
Oh God, thank you so much. That makes me so happy. Okay, I'd like to start with the usual question that I do because it's more important for the entire journey. How did you know about CA? I know you would have chosen CA at one point, but when was the first time you knew about CA? Idan CA na idan.
Okay, it's a funny incident, Venkat. I think this was about 11th standard. You know, you have to make your life decisions.
So you did not choose CA because commerce group because of CA.
No, it actually went that way.
Okay.
So basically, what happened is my elder brother, is a science student. We just have a year gap. So we were in the same school, and you know how it works, right? It's always comparative studies. So when my brother chose science, and I was kind of good in maths.
Okay.
So what happened is in 11th standard, when I was looking for career counseling, my maths teacher came to me and the usual thing, you know, you're good in maths, why don't you choose science? Your brother is doing science, he's in the same school. And I had this one thing clear in my mind. I don't think I can tolerate any more comparison with my brother.
Okay.
So at that stage, a funny incident happened that I was very reluctant on choosing science because of that.
Okay.
C had nothing to do with this. I just didn't want to choose science. And I remember going to the staff room, and what happened is my maths ma'am forcing me on the hell of it that you have to choose science. And I just kept denying it.
Okay.
At certain stage, she found the commerce ma'am sitting in the back, and she just went to her and she was like, why don't you go and convince Rahul saying that he should choose science because otherwise he won't have a career in commerce. Now, if you go and approach a commerce ma'am and tell them, obviously she's not going to be happy about it. So she got extremely frustrated.
Okay.
And she just at one point of time came and said, no, why do you think commerce does not have a scope and future? We have some beautiful courses in CA, in commerce that you can do. Okay. And she started with the word CA. Okay. So that's when it hit me hard, and I was like, okay, so there is a course which can get you the value and attention in commerce as well.
Okay.
and it's a cherry on top that I don't have to do science because of it.
Okay.
And I think that's when my journey started in the commerce field. With
So you do not hate physics, chemistry, or biology, but you just hated getting compared with your brother.
Yes, let's put it that way. Yes.
Is it because he scores better than you, or is it because you don't want to hurt your brother?
I think let's put it this way.
Sibling
We both
rivalry.
are two ends of the world.
Okay.
Right? I'm extremely expressive. I'm very jolly, and I like
Okay.
things. My brother is on the other end. He's a very
Okay.
polite, soft-spoken, innocent person.
Okay.
So school was always difficult for me because he was the ideal child of everyone,
Okay.
and I was the
got
most
it.
difficult person to handle. So
Okay.
it was always this nagging about saying, "Why don't you be like your brother? Just be a
Okay,
little more
okay,
nice."
okay.
And so at that point, if I decided, you know what, only when I change my stream and do something different, I will stop getting this
Okay.
comparison.
What does he do now?
He is an engineer in a company in Bangalore.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, I mean, he's doing well for himself, no doubts, but I somehow feel like I'm doing better. So, yes.
Can't stop the sibling rivalry at
That's never
27.
going to end, I guess.
Okay, that's how you chose CA.
Yes, actually, so that was the starting point of me
Of getting
choosing
into
commerce.
commerce. Okay.
Yes, CA was still not the priority at me at that stage. It started in the journey somewhere in the mid of 11th.
Okay.
To be very honest to you, I always wanted to become a teacher.
Okay.
Right, I always looked up to my teachers, and I always felt the respect which anyone showed to a teacher, and that was my journey of deciding that I wanted to become a teacher in life.
Okay.
But I always had this hiccup with myself, being a naughty person myself. I know we don't respect our school teachers that much.
Yeah.
Right, and so I always had this thing that if I become a teacher, maybe the karma will come back to me. Right, and so at that point of time I decided, what can I do that I can juggle both the worlds together.
Okay.
At that stage, someone came to me and said, Rahul, you know what, you can also become a teacher in CA, and
Okay.
the respect is going to be extremely high because people will look forward to you in the
Yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
aspects. I think that was the trigger area.
Okay.
That's when I triggered myself and I said, you know what, becoming a teacher and a CA gets double advantage. You get the prestige, you also get to do what you do. And I think that's when my journey started in CA. To be very honest, becoming a CA has never been the ambitious thing of my life.
Okay.
I just always wanted to become a teacher, and I think that's where my journey ended.
Okay.
The drive to become a CA became more because I wanted to ensure that only when I become a CA will I get a teacher position well.
Okay.
And so I completed my journey only with that thought and intention. Thankfully, by God's grace, everything went well. So
Okay. Okay. So you did CPT, right? When you were
yes.
You started preparing for CPT after your board exams or before?
No, so I think we had CPTs immediately after, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, June.
you complete March and June is your CPT. We did the same route.
Okay.
So
you
completed
took classes only in April.
Yes. So my classes started in April 9th. I remember because that's my birthday.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
I think it ended on somewhere mid-May, and we had an exam in June. So
Okay.
I think, yes, luckily first attempt for CPT.
Okay.
Continued my journey, first attempt in inter.
Okay.
Things went well, first attempt in finals, and I qualified CA at 20.
20.
Yes.
Oh, you couldn't have gotten your membership, right?
No, I think when I wrote my exams, I did not have my membership qualification. I got it later, yes.
Okay. So April 9, May, you gave which attempt?
May 2019.
May 19. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think you'd have by July you didn't have.
My results came on 13th of August, yes.
Yeah, okay. So by then you'd have been 20 only,
I
right?
wouldn't, yes. I remember I was not eligible for my membership, yes.
Okay, you took it only a year later.
A little later, yes.
Okay,
That's
wow. Wow, that's actually like
right. I mean, it went well.
wonderful. Okay, can we like brief on how you took CPT in 2 months? Were you like, how much did you score in 12th probably?
I
The
wouldn't say
brighter end or
I wouldn't say I was a very bright student because there was always competition in school.
Okay.
But yes, I was a list of the top 10. So
Okay.
I think our times we had this
If
grading
you don't
system.
mind, which school did you go to here?
Yes, there was a school called Kola Saraswati. It's in Barnaby Road, Kilpock.
Okay, okay.
So not a very famous school, but I think still well versed in that.
Okay.
Back in my times, I think we had this grading system. We didn't have a percentage rule. So I remember getting 9.4.
That was for 10th, right?
12th also.
12th as
Yes,
well?
for that time it was.
Okay.
So I remember getting 9.4, which translated to about 95.2%
yeah,
something.
okay. Okay.
So that was my score in 12th. And yes, CPT, I remember getting a distinction of 152 out of 200.
There is a coincidence here.
Yes.
I scored 152 and 200
Wonderful.
as well.
Okay. But I'll be very, very candid to you, Venkat, on this. My 152 purely comes from maths.
Okay.
I scored
Okay.
49 out of 15 maths.
Oh God.
And
okay.
I scored about 47 out of 15 economics.
Okay.
Aggregated off.
Okay.
I remember passing law by 1 mark.
Okay.
And accounts again passing by 2 marks.
Okay.
So
Quite the opposite.
yes,
I scored 58 on 60, I guess. 60, right?
60-40, yes.
Yeah, 60/40. So I scored 58 in accounting,
Okay.
somewhere in 35. I don't remember the law mark
Uh-huh.
because it was good. It was good.
Okay.
But max, I was just like praying to God that they pass me up, and I scored somewhere 27 or same
Almost on the pass level.
27. I think that was a mark. Economics was decent. I
Okay.
don't remember the exact mark, but somehow made it through.
That's
First half, it was like the same day, right?
Yes.
So first half was like fully under my control. Second half, God has to take care of me.
I was on the opposite end, definitely.
Okay.
I think when I wrote my first session, accounts and law went nightmares, and I was
Okay.
pretty sure I'm going to fail.
Okay.
And I had almost convinced my parents to go back home and drop it off and do it the next attempt. But my parents, throughout the 3 stages, have always come and told me one thing: to do it. You know,
Okay, just do
it's okay to fail and come back again rather than never trying it, because you're never going to feel the defeat otherwise, right? And I think that stuck to my mind always. And so at all the 3 levels, even for the session 2, I said, okay, you know what, let's give it a shot. And thankfully session 2 went really well.
Okay.
I was still scared to the core of my life that I'm in not clear foundation. But then I don't know, maybe grace marks, the love of ICI, I got the 1 mark extra, I guess. I can tell you for sure in all the 3 levels, I don't think I could have ever qualified CA. And I somehow feel like I've been given very much grace marks in ICI.
Okay.
So yes, for all my
But
friends who
to
are
get
watching.
those grace marks, you have to like get to like if you want 150, like the 1 mark or 2 mark, you have to get to 145, right, to get the 5
Correct.
marks.
Yes. No. So I am the living testimony to anyone who comes and says ICI does not give grace marks. They do.
Another thing, I got grace marks in CA final. 9 marks. My score was 407.
Okay.
I got 9 marks grace mark in audit.
Oh, nice.
If not for that 9 marks, I would have scored 398 or something.
Okay.
And I'd have to like
You
give
would
the
have flunked.
entire both groups. That was the nightmare.
No, I think a CA final, I made sure that I put my foot forward
Okay.
and do it well. I remember getting 4 exemptions out of 8. So,
Wow. Okay.
so I think because CA Inter also was a very, I mean, I just did it because I wanted to do it.
Okay.
So maybe not putting too much efforts. I did clear in the first attempt with no
I'd say
exemptions.
like until CA exams are over, you didn't have realized the sensitivity of CA. Or
Exactly. No, true.
until then, you wouldn't have seen much of your friends failing or
Pretty much.
much, right? For CPT, I don't think most of your friends would have passed with like easy numbers, right?
Yes, I think so. Coming from a CBSE background, it just becomes easier.
Yeah.
I think because
After my 12th standard, I didn't study for
correct.
CPT. I was just
Because I
studying
think
for-
except for law, I think every other subjects are fairly relatable.
Yeah, very.
So law was the only one we had to put forward, and honestly, yes,
It took 1 week.
you
but-
cannot take 2 months and complete a subject like law. So I think that was a very bad move from ICA also in the past,
Yeah.
which they try to rectify right now. But I think yes, law is still a nightmare for everyone. So
Okay. I took 2 weeks to study law, and somehow I kind of like cracked it. And after that, I started having fun and going out, and like whatever I was restricted during my 12th standard times, I like had the complete fun in CPT. That's the
I had my enjoyments in CA final, no doubts.
okay.
So I did my fun.
That was the last time I was very, very much having fun. Probably intermediate until the first attempt, then
Got it. Okay.
I had to be serious with everything. Okay. So you did your articleship in
Deloitte.
Deloitte, right?
Yes.
Okay. So until intermediate, you study in the same academy for CPT and intermediate?
No. So CPT was
You can
given to
mention
me.
the academy names. I think
I mean,
most of them are.
if it's fine, then great enough. I think CPT I did in Bharadwaj Institute.
Okay.
Purely because they had conducted an exam in school and we got scholarships. So
Okay.
that just added to the advantage. Inter, I just wanted to become a little more serious, and so I chose an academy called Prime Academy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not
stalwart
present anymore. But
then.
yes, it's
Now
not
it's-
present anymore. But I think everyone knows MP Vijay Kumar.
Yeah,
So there was no doubts you could choose otherwise. So I chose Prime Academy then.
Okay.
So yes, different academies, whichever.
Different academies. By the time you gave finals, Prime was still there, right?
When I gave finals, Prime was not there, no.
Okay.
So
Okay.
because MPV sir had already got selected for Central
Yeah,
Council,
CCM. Yeah,
so
you had to,
yes, he
like,
couldn't
move
join
out of
anymore.
the
Yes.
thing. Yeah, got it. So you had the same set of friends for Apprentice and intermediate.
No, I think so. This is a very weird thing, Venkat. What happened is foundation we all joined together because of the scholarship,
Okay.
and inter most of my friends decided to join MT Educare
Yeah.
because again that was also another stalwart,
Very good.
right?
Stalwart,
But for some reason I felt like after my CA foundation stunt, I wanted to become a little more serious for CA inter, and
Okay.
so. I mean, honestly, looking at
Yeah.
law paper, I was scared.
Okay.
Right, so I decided that I actually went and I honestly.
Ironical that you were afraid of law and now you are income tax law.
True.
Professor.
No, but
Okay.
I think after CA Foundation, I made it clear. I actually went and spoke to all my friends and I understood where they're joining.
Okay.
When I got to know that everyone is joining MT Educare and Bharadwaj, I just went all way out. So I said, I'm going to join Prime Academy because I wanted to make a new set of friends, probably
Yeah,
a new
yeah.
journey. You know, being with your school friends is great, but I think somehow
You have to make.
you have to move out of your comfort zone to do it
Yeah.
well, right?
How important were your friends in the journey? Like, are you dependent on your circle or independent? You are the one who used to like punch out the moment the classes were done.
No, I think my journey has luckily been the fact that I have never had any of my school friends continuing my journey with me.
Okay.
Right? I'm not sure if this is a way to tell it off or not, but I made really good friends in my CA journey. Right?
Okay.
So I think those are the friends who stuck with me till life, and I still have them around me,
Okay.
and that really helps a lot. So I think I wanted to meet people who are at my same cadre and my same position because
Got it.
it just helps connect better.
Yeah.
Right? The wavelength matches. No doubts, my school friends were also amazing, but somehow I just felt like they could only keep me down because, again, no hard feelings on anyone, but the background they come from, the background I come from, it doesn't work well. I am from a very lower middle class family, so it's always been a journey where I've seen my dad struggle about everything, and so I wanted to make sure that I put my foot forward to the best, so that I can always feel happy that I've done something well.
Okay.
So I just wanted to avoid those kind of friends who could probably make me
Distract
feel
you.
make me feel a little more less worthy, and so to that extent, yes, I decided not to have my school
I
friends.
can go personal, and if you
Please.
can't, I can cut it off as well. But
Please.
you're not like primarily from Chennai. Like your family wasn't. You're the
Yes.
first generation to be in Chennai, right?
Yes. So, I think this is something which I always tell people. My dad has a very huge family. I think my dad had 11 siblings,
Oh God. Okay.
plus 3 additional siblings from my.
Do you know all your cousins' name, by the way?
No, I have honestly not even met a single of my dad's family members.
Wow. Okay.
So the reason is because, Venkat, what happened is after having a huge family becomes a huge burden on the family as well, and so most of my dad's siblings decided to split at a young age and decided to move around the world. So my dad was the one who decided to move south side of the India, and so he came to India about 35 years ago.
Wow.
Got
Okay.
married and then had my elder brother, and then I was born. So
Okay.
dad came down to Chennai at a very young age, having nothing in his hand, and he made everything from ground up.
Okay.
So honestly, huge respect for him because he struggled his life and he made sure everything happens. But at no point of time has he ever come and questioned me about my choices, the way I spend my money, the way I work around things. He's always been that one person to say, you know what, if I have to struggle, I will do it, but I just want to make sure you get your best.
Got it.
I
Really
think
excellent.
so that respect was always there for me, and so I've always wanted to ensure that me and my brother can give a good lifestyle to our family, and at least at some point of time feel like we've reached a class where my dad can feel happy about doing what he is. So that was an expectation we always set to ourselves.
Okay.
So yes, we were this very forthcoming innocent children, respectful to our parents to that extent, and I think
reminds me of my own father as well. Okay.
perfect. I think if the minds meet, then always helps. So I think yes, that's how my journey was, and no doubts,
Okay.
it's
I
been
got it.
amazing.
Now you are like you were very hungry and ambitious to like.
Yes,
To,
I think again, like I said, no, my
hit the goal,
Yes,
at least.
it was like it was like everything was connected together.
Okay.
Teaching as my passion, CA for the title,
Okay.
helping my parents, and CA did the job for it. So I think everything just connected to each other, and I was like, you know what, this seems like the right course to do everything at a single go. So I think I just chose the one activity which just ticks all the boxes.
Yeah.
And I think that made it
Okay.
easy for me. So.
Okay. So I'll come back to the question again.
Yes.
How dependent were you on friends? Like, would you study alone all the time, or did you have friends to study along with?
No, so I think during my
CPT intermediate.
No, I think CPT I did it on my own because honestly I was able to manage things. It was just a 2 month journey, you couldn't do much. During my CA intermediate journey, I did meet my girlfriend. So yes, I think
Okay.
we went really close, and I think to that extent she
Okay.
was also very supportive to us.
Okay.
And so both CA inter and CA final journey we were together. I also had another friend who's also a fellow faculty with me right now. Her name is
Okay.
Raksha. So we
Okay.
three were very close friends to each other, and we made sure that we were always spiritually lifting each other.
Okay.
Right? So we ensured that during our journeys, we were always
Okay.
setting targets for each other, making
Okay.
sure that we do well.
If I had known that earlier, I would have set up another chair here too.
No, okay.
Okay,
She
got it.
is not my girlfriend anymore, so let's leave it there.
Okay.
She was. Let's call it my ex and let's leave it there.
Okay.
But
Okay.
yes, I think.
Still relevant to another chair, but but that would be a different show called.
I would avoid it, but yes, let's not. So yes, I think
Okay.
during my journey, all three of us, we really were pushing us each other a lot.
Okay.
Because I was the nerdy one, so I would
Okay.
always set up targets for everyone, and we always had these most unreasonable targets.
Got it.
There was days where I would just come and tell them, you know what, let's do IDT in 2 days and finish it off.
Okay.
And when I'm saying IDT 2 days, fresh, we have not even studied the subject, so we would just go 2 days IDT. It was not possible, but the competition we all had with each other, it just made it happen. Right, and
Okay.
so we were doing really well for each other. Thankfully, all three of us cleared everything in the first go, so
Okay.
it just made really well sense to us.
Okay. I'm not going to dwell more about the relationship, but yeah, why I asked you the same question is who you study with matters more than
It does, definitely does.
on the bad days. It's not for the good days, but for the bad days, you need to get back up
No, I
faster,
agree.
right?
It's like I said, Venkat. I think so. The three friends which I'm talking about, all three of us, we always did our classes in different academies. We were not even together at any
Oh,
point
God,
of
okay.
time. But still, we were so much connected, and we were able to lift ourselves better.
Okay.
Now, I can also talk about my friends from my prime academy, from my finals and abroad. But somehow I just felt like I couldn't match their wavelength.
Okay.
Either they were too casual about it, or they were just too procrastinating about it.
Got it.
So, like you rightly said, I think choosing the right set of people for your journey does make a huge
it
impact.
made a good difference for me as well. That's
It
why
does.
I asked the same question to almost everybody that I bring to the podcast, because one of my friends is a CA now.
Okay.
His name is Vijay. Of course,
That's
he's
fine.
still he's my first guest, so
Okay.
he's like a trial and error for everything.
Got it.
I know it, and he's angry on it. But yeah, we both used to study.
Okay.
But I cleared intermediate before him, one attempt before him, and joined articleship. So my attempt was almost a year before.
Okay.
Due to some things that were going on in my life, I had to skip that attempt,
Okay.
and we both had to give in the same attempt, and that's when
Fate's end.
yeah, I was studying alone. It did not work out for me.
Okay.
The one attempt later, he joined me again, and we struggled together basically, and
sense.
we kind of ended the course together.
Got it. So I think if it's relatable to that extent, Venkat, what happened in my journey also was the same. At CA Inter, I cleared both of the groups in the first attempt.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my girlfriend and my friend
Friend.
Raksha could not clear the second group in the first attempt.
Okay.
But thankfully, during our times, we could join articleship after first group itself.
Yeah.
So all three of us decided to start articleship.
Okay.
And so 6 months later, they wrote their second group and they cleared.
Yeah.
And so we thankfully all wrote CA final together.
Okay.
Pushed really hard, got it done. And then we cleared CA final together. So I think, yes, relatable to that extent.
I still strongly believe more than the academy, more than who you are, it's who you surround with or do it
True.
with makes a very big difference.
No, I agree.
If you one of our friends used to do very well when he was with us,
Okay.
with the group that was serious and everything. He moved to Chennai, but he joined an academy, and there were unserious people, and he used to have a lot of fun, and somehow got distracted, and he did not complete CA. But he was a school topper and did a really good job when he was studying with us. Reflecting on it, we wouldn't figure out why he was not able to clear even one group. Then
Got it.
I had to he was even open. I had to have the good set, right. You need serious people to have that
Agree.
same wavelength to prepare. So that's why I've always been emphasizing have good company.
True.
Even
No, I think, I mean, what I always believe, Venkat, is a good company with a very friendly competition does wonders.
yeah.
So I think that is one thing. There can always be friends who can be supportive to you.
Yeah.
But a friend with a competitive mind will always
Healthy
push you to the
competition,
boundaries. Right. And I think that is the one healthy move that we all three had with each other. Because at the end of the day, while we were all very good friends to each other, we always wanted to reach the top. Right.
Yeah.
And so between us itself, we had very healthy competition to make sure that we always do better. And it's still the same. Even now, after I've qualified and we are doing well in life, I think Raksha and we are now faculties together. She's also working in a company called Shell. And so,
okay.
And I'm working in a company called Randstad. So
Okay.
even now, every year we go back with each other and we discuss how much is my salary, how much is your salary, and have you
How
got a
much we
better
get.
appraisal than me.
Okay.
And so that becomes a reason to go back to the boss and say, you know what, we need some more.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that always does wonder.
Okay,
So
got
that's
it.
there.
Now I have a new set of friends for my startup journey. So
Okay.
So it's quite different. Since you said that every journey needs a
True.
different set of friends.
I'm part of the journey now, so hopefully
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
Was your mother and father involved in your say preparation? During the exams.
I think, like I said, no, they have been the one person in the backbone of my life for one reason. They have never come and objected to anything I've done.
Okay.
Right? A choice to do CA was mine. The choice to
Okay.
join Deloitte was mine. Choice to not do college was mine.
Okay.
Choice to choose my academies on 2 different dates was mine.
Okay.
And at no point of time did they ever object to anything I did.
Okay.
Right? So they were extremely supportive by being silent.
Okay.
And that itself talks a lot, right? You can either be the one person who can keep counseling and consoling your child because you have heard it from someone else, or you can just be that one person who says, I trust my child to do whatever he thinks best.
Okay.
And I think my parents were the second ones.
Okay.
While yes, they were also influenced by other people, but at certain stages they just realized that Rahul is independent enough to that extent that he can make his done.
Okay.
And I think that did a lot for me. It just helped a lot.
Correct.
So
Okay.
that independence just made a lot of difference for me, because then I could always feel proud about what I was doing. I could always own up to my mistakes. I could always feel proud about my achievements as well.
You're the one who's accountable for your
Exactly.
actions.
And I think that made a lot of difference.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
From if your day is going on, she used to be pestering about your schedule, or like was she that involved, or like what your?
No, I think
Just
it just started with taking away my phone, saying that you can study.
Okay.
And then at that point of time, again, my mom is not very educated enough, my dad equally enough.
Okay.
So they knew that I was doing a course which probably they wouldn't understand.
Okay.
And so they wanted to give me the independence to that extent.
Okay.
I was locked into my room and I was just studying whenever I wanted to.
Okay.
Now, I'll be very, very candid and honest to you, Venkat. I'm the last person who will ever come and tell you to study properly.
Okay.
Right? I am not the faculty who's ever gone and told my students as well that you can study more than 2 hours in a day.
Okay.
Because I myself can't.
Okay.
Right? I am the most irregular, inconsistent faculty ever. I am the most bad example for a student to ever study.
Okay.
Right? My journey across my CA has been that I could not focus more than 2 hours in a day.
Okay.
I would just study for 2 hours if I love the subject. If not, I will just walk away, listen to music, have fun. So my whole CA final journey, the 5 months of my preparations has just been that I have studied for 2 hours in a day and I've just chilled out.
Okay.
Right? My major time in preparations in that 4 months has been preparing for my CA final direct tax book, which I've already launched.
Okay.
So my material of my classes were already ready when I was doing my CA final journey.
Okay. Wow.
Right? So
Okay.
that's the kind of useless things I was doing in my times. Let me put it that way.
And yet you cleared the
yes.
first.
So that was it. So because I think for me it was always this direct to exam preparation model.
Okay.
Right? I always ensured that I was the most attentive person in the class.
Okay.
I always ensured that before I go to the class, the first 5 minutes before and the 5 minutes after was a time where I will stay back and I will make sure that I study what I've learned.
Okay.
So that if I have any doubts, I can immediately check with the faculty then and there. I always made sure that when I was going to the class itself, I made my short notes.
Okay.
And you won't believe it when I tell you this, I had my CA final notes for all subjects prepared, in a sense that I could complete my CA final SFM paper. We used to call it AFM now.
Yes, sir.
I had a 40 sides SFM paper.
Okay.
I had a formula sheet of 40 sides, and that is the only thing I read for my exams.
Okay.
Nothing else. I had my AMA, we call it Advanced Management Accounting, SCMP now. I had 3 sides for it,
Okay.
for 100 marks paper.
Okay.
I had my whole auditing summarized into around 45 sides with standards and
Okay.
everything. DT book I only prepared, so there was nothing else to worry about that.
Okay.
Accounts, I remember there was a transition period of AS to Ind AS, so I
Yeah.
prepared the whole thing in 25 sides. That was a material which even got released in Deloitte, where I
Okay.
sent it across to,
Okay.
because that was a transition year.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So it was also important for my tax team. And so I had prepared those transition Ind AS adjustments and everything, prepared a whole Word document and sent it across to Deloitte Chennai.
Okay.
And they were also referring to it for their
Wow.
tax computations.
That's something you can put it on. Yeah.
Yeah, I still have that materials in my hand. I still have it in my drive, because I always show it to my CA final students that, you know what, a best way to start is not to do hard work, but to sometimes realize that not everything needs to be studied from a 4 modules with 1,000 pages and then only you can clear. Sometimes, as long as you know what's important and what can make a difference, that does it.
Yeah.
So that just made my life easier, because now that you have to read only 30 sides, you don't need more than 2 hours to prepare.
Yeah.
Right? And so my CA final journey went like a breeze to that extent.
Okay.
So all the hard work went during classes, and my preparations were just smoother enough to that extent.
Okay.
So that's where the 5 months was just a breeze. I just had to write some few tests for myself, prepare for my understanding. I always had this one belief to myself that no one can clear CA without putting attempts.
Okay.
There is only one difference. Whether you
Do it
choose
for the exam or-
whether you choose to have that attempt on your exam days, or do you have it before that.
Okay.
And so I remember writing about 15 exam papers for each subject during my 4 months
15?
journey. 1-5.
Okay.
Because it was that simple, right? You have to just study for 2 hours and then you have to write a paper.
Yeah.
Right? So to that extent, I remember 15 papers I wrote. And by the end of the 15th paper, I was like, you know what? I think right now I'm at a position where I can prepare my own question paper for ICI,
Okay.
because I already know the pattern. And so when I went for my exams also, it felt like, it felt conveniently easy enough.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to deny to you, my attempt was really difficult, because May
Okay.
2019 old syllabus, my memory serves right, it was a 4% result.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so that was difficult. Yes, the attempt was difficult, but I still managed to get through it. That too with 4 exemptions, because I don't know, I just felt like when I went for the exam, it just seemed manageable,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And so that's one recommendation I always give to my students as well.
Don't depend on the trend.
Yes,
thing, yeah.
yes. Have your preparations done well in advance, that you don't have to struggle in the end.
Okay.
If you think every preparation is going to happen during your exam leaves,
That is not going to
you're probably going to lose out on something, right? So I always tell that your exam classes, the faculties to you go, the classes that you take, really makes a difference for your career. And sometimes how you prepare and during those days is most important. No doubt articleship is important, no doubt the learning you get in articleship is great, but at the end of the day you need to understand the end goal for yourself.
Okay.
Right? And that's important, I think.
Yeah, taking up classes from who you take up classes also
Does make a
matter
difference.
lot.
Yes.
I took classes from one academy in Chennai law. I had to like fight at my place to like
Okay.
take it from Chennai. Basically, I'm from Trichy.
I know.
So
Yes.
I had to like fight and make my way to Chennai.
Right.
To take up that classes. That kind of helped me like change the entire perspective I had towards CA or a career in CA and everything else as well. The faculty was very friendly. He's Mahesh from Smart Lane, right?
Oh, nice.
So,
Okay, I can tell that.
Yeah.
Yes, I've spoken to him. Gem of a person. No
Gem
doubts.
of a person. More than his teaching, the way he was friendly and the approach that he had towards the subject was very helpful to me.
Okay.
I kind of loved the subject, and I didn't study beyond the class. To be very honest, I just did the questions and everything, and every single time I passed the subject like with easy preparation.
Exactly.
The preparation was done in the classes.
Makes sense.
I still remember I took a seminar there. In the entire class, he gave one topic where meetings through video conference or some concept.
Okay, yes.
He told me he's not going to teach that. Somebody can like if somebody's interested in taking a seminar, raise your hand. I was actually sleepy and I just raised my hand and got caught. And the next day, tomorrow you take this topic, this one page only you take. So that's how I actually started.
So you ended up becoming a teacher from there, I guess.
Not exactly, but yeah, that's where like he used to make fun of his students, right? You've heard that personally? Like,
I have, unfortunately, I've never had the opportunity to learn from Magesh sir.
okay.
But
So
yes.
what happens is in his class, right? He used to make fun of students.
Okay.
Like to just pick one or two and have a banter with some student. Student will also joke back. Okay,
Got it.
There will be a very friendly banter, and it will keep the class lively, friendly, and you'll be able to access him easier because he makes the environment more calm, right?
Got it.
With laughter and everything, that will make him more accessible and friendly, and you'll start loving the class as well and the subject. So I got on the mic and on the stage, I started like trolling Mahesh sir like badly, and he was from the Mudalvan movie, right?
I'm sorry, I don't watch.
Yeah,
movies much.
I don't know the one where he becomes one day CM.
Okay, the Nayak in Hindi.
Nayak in Hindi, yeah.
Yes.
That one he does to the cameraman, right? He was like from the bottom, you stop it now. But it was a friendly manner. He loved the way I took as well, and that's how it changed my journey as well. So I completely agree with your line of how choosing your faculties do change your
correct. No, I think
as well, right?
what I've realized, Venkat, and this is just me being honest with
Yeah.
you, is that today's trend has moved to a market where people think if a faculty can produce AIRs, he's probably the best faculty. And no doubts, maybe true, just doesn't work for everyone, right? It's one thing which I always tell my students as well, that if you think just because he can produce an AIR, he can make you an AIR, that's not going to happen, right? You need to realize not every faculty is suited for you.
Yeah.
And I tell that to my students as well. That is why when I take my classes also, the first 1 week and 10 days is going to be completely free.
Okay.
It's not for me to come and tell you how much educated I am. It's for me to come and tell you that in the first 10 days, if you can adjust to my surrounding, it's only then that we can connect better.
Yeah.
Because that's one motto I've already followed in my life. As a faculty, like you rightly said, there are some faculties who can really touch you.
Yeah.
Right. And I wanted to always become that one faculty for my students. So beyond classes, my impression with them is that I want to stick with them till the end of it.
Okay.
And that's one thing I always feel proud about, because starting 2021, since 2021, I'm taking classes. I've always had this proud moment that even students of 2021 are still connected with me.
Okay.
Now that they've qualified CAs as well.
Nice.
Right. Because it just touches them. And that's what I always tell during my CA final journey as well, that come for 10 days, have a setting with me. See if you can adjust to my surroundings.
Okay.
If you feel comfortable with me, then clearing your subject is not going to be very difficult. That's my responsibility.
Okay.
But beyond that, if you can connect with me, it just becomes so much more convenient for you to ever approach me for any reason whatsoever. And I always want to become that one faculty who's not just your mentor, but it's also your moral support throughout the end of the day.
Yeah, somebody who can you can lean on.
Yes. So I think that does a lot of good for me. That does a lot of good for them, because it just gives you that one feeling that, you know what, at this age also you're just a friend to someone.
Comfortable sharing everything
Exactly.
and being okay with. See, there is a problem with most mentors or whatever. If I recommend something, if some mentor recommends it, if you don't follow it, you'll not be able to follow up with it.
True.
You have to be a mentor or that senior or somebody who looks up to you. You have to be comfortable enough that your mentee or the student or friend is not going to follow your advice,
Exactly.
and you're still going to help them and encourage them to pursue whatever they are.
Correct. Yeah.
Don't attach yourself to the opinions.
It's not.
That's something that you don't do as well, and that's the like a very good trait to have on.
I think that helps, which is why I always tell people, I think it's not just about the AIRs, it's not about the faculty who produces AIRs, because let's be honest, an AIR does not come because of faculty. It comes because of his sole hard work and dedication.
If the faculty can predict his rank holders, it will be nice.
Exactly. True. So I think that is where I always tell people, break the stereotypes. Give opportunities to faculties whom you feel can more connected to. Find a faculty who can, who can make a soft spot for you, who can change your world to the best extent. Because now the generation has moved to a model where everyone wants online recordings because of the discipline issues and everything, which is great, no doubt. See, again, convenience is always a luxury to have. But at the same time, if you cannot connect with the faculty, you cannot feel the approach, I think that always denies it, which is where the problem comes. Because, again, I do sell recordings myself, no doubts about it. I'm going to be very clear and honest to you on that. But at the same time, I always ensure that every recorded student who purchases my class knows that I'm there. And so my number is available to them to reach out at any stage. Let me know that you have purchased my recordings. Let me know what's your progress going on. Let me know how it goes. And so I have this micromanagement trouble with every CA final student I have, whether he purchases my recordings or not. And so even if he's a student who purchases my recording about 6 months later after my classes, I will still make sure that I will go back and I'll message him, what's your status, what's your update, are you planning to write tests, because I'm conducting tests and I want you to join me and everything. It just gives that soft spot and touch with them that, yes, you know what, someone is looking out for you, so really have to put efforts for it. And it just makes so much difference, because at the end of the day, they were never expecting it. And when it comes unexpected, I think they take it real more seriously. So I think that's one thing I always appreciate enough.
I 200% resonate with you. The only reason or the best reason that we chose to do focus was most classes in Chennai or anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
The population is what? Bare minimum 350.
Yes.
Any good academy.
True.
If you put your foot in, right?
I mean, I can tell you that because I'm part of that academy.
You just came out of a 350 class.
I'm part of the academy, yes.
You cannot name it, but it's true. You cannot deny that, and that's a problem. Okay.
It is.
But with a 350 student class, I don't think you can touch every.
So here's some funny things which I do, Venkat, and I'm sorry, I'm going to take your time on this, but today's class got over, right? What I do in my class is that I have this very weird thing that I go to my students and I say, all 350 students, you have to prepare a small chit for me, and in that chit you have to come and give me your name, a nickname which you feel you are comfortable with. Tell me one thing that you're proud about. Tell me one thing that you want your friend to look forward to, and tell me one thing that you're good at, right? And what we do is this whole shit comes to me in a buck, and every time I take a class, maybe after 10-15 questions, when the student gets bored, I just pick off one sheet and I just talked about it.
Wow, that's
right.
Nice. Okay.
So what happens is now the student gets comfortable that, you know what, he's being recognized in a 350 crowd, and so he's now being paid attention to. Point number one. Second is, because he's now opening up to me, that just makes me more comfortable that, yes, I know a person. Because like you rightly said, knowing a 350 crowd is not going to be possible. But having the chits in my hand and reading his journey just makes it more convenient and easy for me. At the same time, what I've also ensured is that I have, regardless of the academy, every student has my number. And so if they have any doubts, any tests and all coming up, they can just message me and tell me that this is what is going on. And I'll just be happy to always respond to them and always get that up. So yes, out of the 350 people, can I touch every 350 people? No.
That's not possible.
But still, I can tell you in the last 2 months when I've taken the classes for them, about 150 students would have reached out to me, and I'm in close touch with them.
Okay.
Right. So I'm just trying to do my best from whatever I can, at least to start with.
Yeah, that's where we come in. Our classes have the maximum limit of 10 students per tutor, right? So it's more personal, and they're able to connect with CAs, and that's the only change that we've been able to do. And that.
No, I think I've seen the journey, Venkat, and I'm always happy to be part of the journey as well, because I know the kind of impact you're making on every student.
Every student that comes out to us, right? even recently, one of the students who passed told me, I used to be in a class where it was 500, 600 students.
Yes.
I was never able to get my doubts solved in less than 10 days. It took me to solve one small careless mistake. It took me 10 days. But here, I just get it done quite immediately because it is in the session, right?
Mhm.
So that's the change that we are looking forward to
Agreed.
bringing in. We are doing it right now, and we are looking forward to take it forward along with you as well.
No, I'm happy to be part of the journey, and I think this is going to be a wonderful exploration. I think this is something which a student requires as well.
Yeah.
And I think if I can be part of the journey where a student can get smile because of this,
Like every student needs a different plan.
Mm.
They cannot go on one plan
yes,
for
the personalized
everything,
touch works.
and the personalized approach does help. And if I can democratize that with the help of the lot of CS that we have on board, we are almost 25 to
Oh wow, okay.
people contributing part-time or
Mhm.
on a contract basis. That's the legal term to put it, but on a friendly basis is what they do it for, just to help the student. Or most of them are doing it for me,
Okay.
like for the network of it or for the friendship of it.
Mhm.
That's how we are running the entire
I
show
think if
right now.
people are that supportive and nice, I think it's due for
Yeah.
a dinner, I guess.
And after the one session, even if I ask them to like slow down or like take a break, they are not in for it because they start caring for the student.
Got it.
The moment you are involved in somebody's life, right, you will never have the conscience to do bad on them or quit midway.
I think that's being a faculty.
That
yes,
does make a very big difference.
it does a lot.
And whenever somebody passes, right, you can never be happier than that.
True. No, I think this is one thing which you and I will relate to, Venkat, that while everyone else as a CA only passes the attempt 3 times,
Yeah,
you and I go through it every 6 months.
6 months.
Right. So I think the pressure we have felt on our clearing is the same pressure we feel every single time.
Sometimes
because
it's disappointing, sometimes it's very surprising at the same
yes,
time.
it's
Same day, it's like a roller coaster.
the mixed emotions always does well.
Almost on every results day, I get a call and I pick it up. Somebody's crying. My only question is that happy tears or sad tears? I have to like
I agree.
wait for them to drop the did you pass or fail? Just tell me that first and then
No, I
continue.
agree. I think that's a journey. Every 6 months the results come and I have this heartbreak
it's
on that.
really happy that they're able to share their intimate
True.
feeling with us, be it passing or failing.
I agree. And I think that's a difference, Venkat. I think between you and me also, the faculties that we have learned from have been very senior faculties and they've been amazing.
Reachable,
But we have not been reachable to them, right? I still remember that the days when I cleared, I really wanted to go back and tell MPV sir that I cleared, I wanted to do something about it. I never could. I never had that access. But now that the students have access with us, we're just very conveniently being able to answer, and that just makes it so much special for us. It just gives meanings to everything we have done. Now, I did get an opportunity to meet MPV sir when my convocation was happening. It was the first time MPV sir ever came for a convocation.
Okay.
And I still remember that going on the stage, I went to him and I was like, sir, just wanted to let you know that I cleared my CA because of you. And you're here to grace my convocation. I'm really happy about it.
Wow.
So I think that is when I felt like, you know what, I've ticked my box. I just wanted to do it and I've done it.
Okay.
It was very embarrassing. I was doing it in front of 20 more people. But
and it's not embarrassing. Whatever is cringe for others is like
exactly
the most beautiful feeling ever.
True. And I think he would have also appreciated it, no one else. So I think that's one thing which
coincidentally in 2021 I had the idea of doing focus. Back then we had different names, but
okay.
The idea of what we are doing right now, we started back in 2021 and I did pitch to him in 2021. I had the opportunity to go to his office for a client's work.
Got it.
So I got into his cabin somehow and like pitched to him, and he did approve of it. Like, if you can get the resources to do and execute this, it's nothing like this, but finish your CA first was his first comment.
So you decided this before you cleared?
Yeah. 2021.
We have a lot of things in resemblance.
Yeah. I did. I decided. I first wanted to do practice for the obvious reasons that I wanted to do, like become like Harish Salve, right? You know Harish Salve?
Yes, the advocate.
Yes, advocate CA thing.
Yes.
I wanted to become like him and something like that. Then I moved to Chennai for my second year of articleship. Things started to change. Perspectives started to evolve. I wanted to do something in the startup world. So right after my articleship, I took a year break and worked with startups for 1 year.
Okay.
And the next 1 year, I started failing. May 22 and November 22, like I lost touch of the course, and I had to like I failed May 22 and November 22, and May 23 I cleared both groups.
Okay.
So that's.
So you've been an entrepreneur throughout your life. Then.
Yeah, not exactly, but yeah.
I think I've always been the more risk-averse kind of a person.
No, I was at a point where I have nothing to lose, even though
That does push a lot, right?
yeah,
Definitely
the
does.
moment you don't attach yourself to anything,
Mhm.
right? Even now, what I tell myself, I can do it from scratch, probably even better, and make the mistakes that I haven't made so far. So I just don't take it seriously. So
Agreed. No,
that's
I think having a very calm mind and a free heart is always
yeah.
something which does a lot better than anything else. So yes.
For me, it's all a video game to be very serious. So that's how I operate. Even now, mentally, it's like a video game. Only thing, the health quotient in the video game is real for now.
True, true.
Health and the money quotient. So I have to be very
I agree.
serious on it. That's the only difference.
Mm.
I really love your journey of how you took up CA, and I like passionate nuts.
Mm.
I kind of like resonate very much with it. I wanted to move to Chennai just to be with nerds like me, but my parents were
I understand.
ours that if I moved to Chennai, I would like be spoiled
Okay.
to the core because one of my friends did as well. They were right 50%. One of my friends moved. He was a very like school topper, and he didn't make it.
You told me, right?
Yeah, no, not by example, but they were sure before that happened. They predicted that might happen. So I was not sent to Chennai for intermediate, but final I moved to Chennai, but COVID hit me and like I had to like go
You
back
had
to
to leave back.
Trichy as well. But
Okay.
yeah, I really love the journey that you took Deloitte. Why did you take Big Four, and was it assurance or tax?
I was in direct tax.
Okay,
So I
right from your articleship, you were in direct
yes,
tax.
I have
Okay,
I'm a specialized direct tax person right from 2016 till date.
wow. Okay,
So I think
technically you've been working in DT for the last 10 years.
yes. Yes.
And you're not a CA for in even 10 years.
I am a CA for 7 years. Yes.
7 years.
Yes, true. So it's funny. I am a 10 years direct tax experience. I have a CA for 7 years. I am a teacher for 5 now. I'm completing my 5 years journey next month.
Wow. Okay.
So
you should celebrate that.
I am gonna do it really hard.
Okay.
But yes, I have been a core direct tax person right from the start of it.
Okay.
Now, if you come and ask me why was in a direct tax, it's the same as my brother. There I chose commerce because I didn't want engineering. Here I chose direct tax because I hated audit.
Okay.
So, I mean, no doubts about it. I think audit is an interesting subject, but somehow I just felt like the faculty who was there in my prime academy during audit just could not connect me well with the subject.
Who was it? Okay.
I am not
Got
going to
it.
put that name out. I mean, no doubt, a gem of a faculty. She was very knowledgeable, no doubts about it. Very senior, very
she,
knowledgeable
okay.
person. Yes,
Okay.
it's very she. Yes. So, but yes,
Okay.
I somehow could not
It's
resonate.
okay. Even a good faculty might not connect with it.
That's what I said, right? So it's not that everyone has to be connected with every faculty. Now, everyone else appreciated her as well, but I just couldn't. And so somehow I just started developing that hatred towards audit. And so when I was talking to people, they said, you know what, direct tax is the next place to be. But it's also true that my other faculty of direct tax was a young faculty back in those days. And so he was able to connect with us really well.
Really well. Yeah.
And I think that it just overlapped. You know?
Yeah, I got
A
it.
hatred of audit and the love for the DT just made it sensible. When I joined Deloitte, I think my journey shifted because now I started seeing everything on a practical level. And you know how we are as CAs, right?
Yeah,
People just never want you to be a DT expert. People just want you to be the most corrupt,
Multitasking guy.
yes, corrupt tax officer who can just get you savings of anything.
Refund. I want
Yes,
1 lakh
exactly.
refund.
Correct.
Dude, you didn't pay. You don't even have TDS credit of 1 lakh.
Exactly. So I think that's where my journey started because now
Okay.
when I told my parents that I wanted to do DT, they just went to FOMO people and everyone was like, you know what, Rahul is going to become a tax expert and he's just going to start saving us money and everything. So it just came from there.
Okay.
But yes, I think Deloitte was a decision
How many
because
free returns have you filed during articleship?
I can still name you the free returns I file right now.
Okay.
So it's still see, that's the reason why I never took practice, right? I am not a very convincing person to that extent. I am very friendly to that extent that I can just do anything for you as long as you are very soft and polite about it with me.
Yeah, I just have to I still remember it. Like I was asking your bank account 3 times. You did not even reply.
Correct. So I think
Even during now, you're a good soul for that.
yes, I think that
Very bad for your bank
helps,
account, but
exactly. It's very bad for my finances, but yes. So I think I think Deloitte came in as a reason only because of the one thing I felt, like I said, right, coming from a lower middle class family, the problem was we were just trying to stabilize ourselves to that extent.
Yeah, by the time you were 18, you would have been making like 15K a month.
Yes, that time. So we had 3 years articleship and therefore Deloitte was offering 10,000 that time.
Okay, 10K. Okay.
So, you know, compared to
Still
any
big.
Yes, exactly. I think back in those days when most of the mid-sized firm were giving you 4,500, 5,000,
almost double.
I think going and hearing the fact that Big Four was giving you 10,000 was an achievement.
With lunch?
No, I think direct tax did not because we never went to client places.
Okay.
But I think that was still fine.
Yeah,
10,000 was still a big number for me to, and especially with my friends who cleared only one group and they were getting 4-5, a competitive mind always helps.
Okay.
Right. So I got that opportunity and I joined Deloitte for that reason.
Okay.
Again, not for any big four souls or whatever. I just thought that money will really help. So I think I
Okay.
joined Deloitte to that extent. And then after I went there is when I got to know that Deloitte is one of the big fours and the top big fours and the top west of the
Okay,
list.
you are
And
looking for what? Which is the highest stipend firm in Chennai?
kind of, yes.
Okay.
So that is
Not wrong, by the way, but
I mean, it's a perspective, right?
yeah.
So I think direct tax came in, but yes, I'm not going to deny to you, I had an amazing journey in Deloitte for one reason.
Okay.
I was the only article in Deloitte.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Then how did you get into Deloitte DT then?
that's the funny thing. So what happened is Deloitte was never recruiting articles for taxation back in
Yeah.
those days. They were only recruiting articles for audit. And I was very clear on hating audit. And so when the HR gave me a call, I said, I only want direct tax. He said, no, we are only offering audit. At certain stage, I was about to give up and I said, you know what, let's continue with it. But then he never came back after a week. After a week, he came back and he said, Rahul, you know what, we just spoke to the DT partners. They might be interested. And I was surprised that why would he give me this opportunity? And I
just thrown me at the dice. I got
Yes.
6.
And I said, okay. So I went into the interview and I still remember those days. It was an amazing time where 2 people were selected for those interviews. There was a guy called Bhavesh. I don't know where he is right now. But Bhavesh got selected and we were sitting inside.
You still remember the name? That must mean it
Yes.
was a competitive
No,
interview.
because it was an amazing interview. I'm sitting here. You know my height. I'm 5'4". Interview room starts. There is a 6 feet tall guy coming inside the interview room, and then Bhavesh goes in first. 45 minutes he's inside. I am sitting outside and I'm sweating.
Okay.
What exactly is happening there? Bhavesh comes out. I go inside and traditional thing, right? I went to Bhavesh. I was like, "How did it go? Is there any questions I can answer?" And he's like, "Rahul, he is going to scare the life out of you. Go carefully." I went inside. I sat. He asked me 4 questions. Thankfully, I was able to answer all the questions. And he closed the interview. 5 minutes.
Basically, he was fed up with Bhavesh. And
I am not sure.
you are better than.
Probably. And you know what? 5 minutes. I
Thanks
came
to
outside.
Bhavesh.
I'm not
He
sure.
made your life very
So
easier.
I came outside. Bhavesh comes to me. He's like, Rahul, 5 minutes. Did you
Have a referral or
No.
have an MP4?
We went other way around. He said,
Okay.
Rahul, did you do so bad that after 4 questions he got really fed up with you?
Okay, he was.
I was also on that impression because I
Okay.
thought maybe I've given a very wrong answer and he's not happy with me. And I came back and I was like, you know what? That guy got grinded for 45 minutes. I got grinded for 5 minutes. Maybe I've done really bad. I'm not getting this interview.
Okay.
I go back home. I tell my parents, you know what? We'll have to start looking for mid-sized firm because it's not going to work out. 10 days later, I get a call and they're like, Rahul, you're selected in Deloitte. I join the office and the first thing which happens is I enter the office. There's no articles. Absolutely no articles. I
Yeah,
go
friends
inside.
were CAs.
I joined and they said, Rahul, you're going to report to a woman. The woman's name is Sindhuja. Amazing person. I would like to give a call out to her. She was my manager. She was a deputy manager back those days. She was 24.
Okay.
I'm 18.
18.
Right? When I went and checked with Sindhuja, I was like, Sindhuja, is there anyone younger to you so that I can talk? She's like, I'm the youngest person here. I'm like, oh no. Right? So that happened. But then when I went to that 6 feet tall guy, I asked him what happened. He was like, Rahul, I'll be very honest to you. Bhavesh comes inside the interview. I ask him one question. He starts rattling. He starts giving me random nonsense, which I don't understand. And he thinks I'm a stupid guy that I'm not going to appreciate it because I'm a qualified person and he thinks he can understand better. You come into the interview. I ask you 4 questions. You give me on-dot answers of what that 4 question means. I was already convinced that you know the subject. And I think the passion in your eyes to the DT subject was immense. That I'll be very candid to you. We were never even looking to hire anyone. This interview was only scheduled because, HR was forcing me for it. But having you in the interview and seeing the way you were indulged about it, we wanted to give you this opportunity.
Wow. Got it.
But at the same time, I'm going to be very honest to you. We have never recruited articles here, which means your life is going to be a living hell. We are going to treat you as a qualified person. You're going to really put your foot forward and get things done, because if not, you're not going to be respected enough. I think that's when it started. So I remember this 3 years of CA journey where I had to really work like a qualified. I had to really put my foot forward, understand everything from the scratch because no one was there to support.
Okay.
Right. And I think that made a huge difference for me, because then I started learning things on my own. I started really understanding things to the extent it is. And I think my DT experience, my DT exposure comes with the kind of pressure I was built from.
Okay.
Right. So I think that made a huge impact. The most happy moment for me was that in 2017, Sindhuja was getting married and so she decided to quit.
Okay.
And at that point of time, it was me, Sindhuja, and my senior manager. Senior manager
Okay.
is 35 plus. Sindhuja decides to quit. We're now looking for a replacement. They now find a replacement, and there is a person from indirect tax team who's suddenly shown interest. So he
Okay.
joins the practice. But he's an indirect tax expert, nothing to do. And he's 35 plus already. He joins the practice, and at certain stage, I am supposed to report to him. He's supposed to report to the senior manager. But then it so happens that he has nothing to know. And I have done really well in the last 1.5 years that my senior manager now knows me. It came to a point where my senior manager said, Rahul, I think you sending a file which he does not understand and then he giving it to me doesn't make sense. Why don't you start reporting to me directly? It came to a stage where now I am reporting. I'm 17.
You are almost you're working as your pay grade is
Yes.
almost as a deputy manager, but you're
Exactly. So I'm around. I'm not 17. Sorry, I'm around 20.
19.
I'm 20. Yeah, 19, 20.
19.
So I'm 19. I am now reporting to a senior manager, age 40. Senior manager is then giving assignment to my deputy manager, stating that Rahul will prepare the file. I will review the file. You are ready. You are here as an article, and you have to prepare the returns, right? So that happened. Now,
Okay.
no doubts, the deputy manager was also a sweet person, and he said, you know what, Rahul, I'm here to learn. So as long as you can teach me something, you are my guru.
Okay.
So there was a time when one full
That was
year,
good. Okay.
one full year, I'm now teaching a 30-year-old guy how to learn direct tax,
Okay.
right? And I think that is when the magic happened. That's when I got recognized in Deloitte. People really appreciated the way I was working. People understood that he has this nick of doing things. And I think that's where my journey started. That's when I decided, you know what, direct tax is the subject I'm going to start teaching.
Okay.
And I think I took it from there.
Okay.
So even now I have this whole class setup where I just don't teach the subject. I make you live the subject. I want to share every single thing that I've learned over my life with you. And I want to make sure that you just love the subject as much as I do, because that's when the magic does.
Okay. Post qualification, you were with the company you are working right now, or
No, so post qualification was the COVID times. So I had to continue in Deloitte.
okay.
I was there in Deloitte for another 2 years.
Okay.
And I then got promoted to deputy manager. But then
You are already a deputy manager, but okay.
yes, on title, yes. So that happened. But I think somewhere I was just realizing in 2020 that, you know what, I've now qualified and I'm still not there at my passion level. And so 2021, I had to take this bold move that, you know what, I want to start teaching. Now, unfortunately, what happened is Deloitte's pressure was not something you could manage with teaching. Yes, there were days when, and because of my enthusiasm, people were giving me enormous amount of works. And so I had works coming in at 4 a.m. in the morning, 11 p.m. in the nights. And so at certain stage, I realized I would not be able to teach because of this.
Okay.
At that stage, I made a bold decision. I was like, it's
You
COVID.
quit Deloitte to teach?
Yes.
Okay.
I made a bold decision. I said, you know what, I'll have to quit Deloitte because otherwise I cannot teach. And so I was looking for a job elsewhere. Thankfully, what happened is the Randstad was offering a position in LinkedIn. So I just applied there. It's a very funny story that Randstad was looking for a tax head. The qualification profile said they wanted a CA with 12 years of experience.
Okay.
I was 21.
Okay.
My experience would, including articleship, count 4.
4. Okay.
Right. But you know what? I said, yeah, you know what? Let's give it a shot. So I just applied. No expectation to come back anything in return. But I just applied. Funny thing, HR calls me. HR says, Rahul, I've seen your resume. Would you like to give it a shot? And I said, okay. But then the person I actually went to the HR and I said, HR, I'll be very honest to you. My experience is 4 years. You're looking for 10 years. Maybe you made a mistake. I told that to the HR. HR comes and says, Rahul, that's okay. I think my boss wants to meet you. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
I get into the call. My corporate finance head of the company, he gives me a call and I think we have a virtual session for about 30 minutes. Same thing happens. 30-minute session. The guy asks me some 7-6 questions. And he's trying to grind me on whatever possible from the company perspective.
Okay.
Now, he's not a tax expert, but he asked me some weird questions. And so I was also showing off to my extent. You know, I've been in Deloitte, I know things and all. So I started quoting case laws and stuff like that just to impress him out. 30 minutes later, he cuts the call. He says, we'll come back to you. 2 days later, I get a call and they say, Rahul, I want to offer you a position of a senior manager.
Okay.
I'm a deputy manager.
Skipping
2 layers.
Yeah.
This is my reaction. I'm literally shivering on the call. I go and tell the HR, are you sure what you're talking about? Something is wrong with you, I guess. He's like, no, Rahul, we are giving you senior manager. I said, okay, good for me. Why not? And then I asked for the work timings. They said, you know what, Rahul, you can start at 10:30 whenever you feel like. It's completely fine. And I said, yes, this is the opportunity because now I can start teaching. So that's when I started my journey there. I joined the practice. I joined my company, and there was already head of tax back in those days. So I was the senior manager. He was a head of tax, and I was reporting to him. 2 months later down the line, the person drops his resignation because he wants to move somewhere.
Okay.
And so apparently that position is open now, and they were supposed to find someone else.
Okay.
My boss comes to me and says, Rahul, the position is open. Would you like to take it up?
Okay.
And I am like, okay.
அண்ணா ரெண்டாவது லட்டு திங்க ஆசையா. Okay.
Funny story. 22 I am.
Okay.
Reporting now as the head of tax of a multinational company handling the whole Indian operations. Company showing us 6,000 crores turnover.
Okay.
It was an amazing time. I remember that day when I came back home and I was jumping on my feet and I was telling my parents, see where I am standing right now. Right? Because what happened is when I joined also, all the team members under me,
Okay.
the ones who were working under me were 25, 26.
Okay.
So now I'm the head of tax. People working under me are 3 people. One starts at 25, one is at 35, one is at 28 something.
You are 23.
I'm 23. They have to report to me, right?
Okay.
It went crazy. It went crazy. I was on top of my world.
Okay.
But I'll also be honest to you, maybe I was too immature for it.
Okay.
Right? I was never a manager before. I never knew how to handle people, so it did not work
You're
out.
technically very strong, but people wise.
Yes, I was still learning. I mean,
Yeah,
let's be
learning.
clear. So I've always, because I've always trained articles, I've always trained juniors, and so I always treated them like that only. But I did not realize that in a professional setup that doesn't work always. So those 3 people could not gel well with me. I think I was over ambitious coming from Deloitte, and they were industry people as such, and so they couldn't gel well with me. 6 months later, everyone quit, and I had to start afresh. So then I built a new team, and this time I ensured that I'll build a team which is younger than me.
Okay.
So then I built a new team completely from ground scratch, found people who will resonate to my career.
Really?
Thankfully, it had already been 8 to 10 months since I started teaching, and so I was able to now connect with people better. So
Okay.
my teaching attributes helped a lot.
Okay.
I built a team from ground scratch. 2022,
Okay.
2023 it went. 2024 I got an opportunity where we were then recognized as the best team in the whole company.
Okay.
Youngest bloods doing
Okay.
everything amazing level. And people at some point of time came back and said that, Rahul, the teams before you were a direct tax team with the whole traditional mindset. We were not able to get anything done from them. The company was under surveys. We had huge tax refunds and everything pending. And within a year's time, we came out of the survey wing. We had closed a raid. We had got all refunds possible. All kudos to my team, no doubts.
Okay.
I mean, I did play a part, but the team did amazingly well for me.
And the jurisdiction be?
Now it's
Yeah.
in Chennai, Corporate Finance 5.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, Corporate Circle 5. Yes.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
there.
Okay.
So we were in LTO initially, right? So we
Okay.
moved out from there. A lot of things happened. We got recognized to an amazing extent.
Okay.
At that stage, it so happened that my indirect tax head manager was deciding to quit because he had other ambitions. And so he quit. And my corporate finance head again came back to me. He said, Rahul, you know what? Do you want that position? And I said, okay. 24.
Okay.
I got selected as the indirect tax head as well,
Okay.
which means now I became the tax head.
Taxes.
Yes, I got
Yeah,
the head of
okay.
tax in 24. I was 25 then, get to that time, right? I continued the practice for 1 more year,
Okay.
at which stage my company gave me an opportunity to go global.
Okay.
There was a project going on in across the world. So I think around 15 people were interviewed across the world to take up and hire, management trainings, right?
Yeah.
So thankfully, I was one of those. I got selected out of the 15 people. So I was the only APAC person who got selected. I got a project to go to Netherlands and work for 3 months. And they gave me an opportunity as to where do you want to work. And I said a very simple thing. I am sitting in India reporting to the global tax team. Where else do you want me to go?
Okay.
I said I want to go global tax. So I then started, I took up a project in my boss's team, my global tax team. I was there for 3 months in Amsterdam. 2024, August, I returned back. September, I get a call from Global, and they say that we loved the time you had with us, the enthusiasm, the energy which you have. Would you like to become a full-time employee?
Okay.
2024 end, I got an offer from Global to become a global tax manager.
Okay.
2025, I gave my approval. 2025 April, I became a global tax manager. It's been 1 year down the line.
1 year.
I am now managing 38 countries' tax matters.
Wow. Okay.
Based in, obviously, every country has their own tax head, but now they report to me. So
Okay.
I have a complete business line under me, and that business lines, any deals, any corporate matters, anything which happens, go through me.
Wow.
So that's how my journey has been.
Wow.
Now, like you said, right, the health quotient is always a question. So it's very difficult to juggle what I'm doing for my classes and my office.
Okay.
But I think I'm enjoying every single thing I'm doing right now.
Wow.
So
it's a really good journey that you have, and we've only covered half of it. That's
Yes.
the irony of it. I really like how you transition. I could just put it in one sentence.
Yes.
Going all in and throwing the dice
Exactly.
and getting a pair.
True.
Almost all the time, because you're the one who's supposed to get the pair.
Mm-hmm.
You had the knowledge, the enthusiasm towards it, and most important lesson of all, you showed up.
Mm-hmm.
You are the man in the arena, right?
Correct.
And that's what I think everybody has to do to when I can resonate so much with that. And these are the people I want to bring in the podcast and also be close friends with. And I would
No, I think
put it that way.
what I put, Venkat, in my life is very simple. I think I've always told one thing to myself: never do anything unless you feel you're happy about it.
Yeah,
Right.
100%.
And I think right now that's how I'm journeying myself.
Okay.
I have always been that one person to always think that I can overachieve something.
Okay.
I still tell everyone, even now, that standing at 28 age, if I'm a global tax manager, it's not something that I've done well for myself, because let's be honest, everyone else in global tax is about 45 plus.
Okay.
I'm the only one at 28. People who are reporting to me also are at least 30 pluses.
Okay.
But the one thing which I've always told everyone is, unless you aim for the stars, you're never going to get anything in return.
Okay.
Right. And so I've always pushed myself to that extent to say that I am never deserving for this, but you should definitely put your foot forward. And thankfully, everything has worked out well.
Okay.
Right. And so, it's just so much nice to happen in life, because I always tell everyone that I still tell everyone I don't think I deserve anything I've got till now. It's just not something I think I'm at the right age to handle these kind of opportunities and responsibilities. But still, now that I'm standing here, I don't want to demean anyone who gave me this opportunity. And so every single day is the battle to myself to tell everyone that, you know what, a manager who has trusted me with this position has to be respected. One mistake from my side can not just insult me, but can insult him. And I cannot let someone insult a person who has put so much faith in me. Right. And that itself is a passion drive for me to make sure that every single day goes so well that a person on the other end just feels like, yes, he might be young, but he's just doing what is right. Right. And I thought,
wow.
So
that is your mantra to balance.
Yes, it's a
basically no balance.
Yes. True. No, I think yes.
Yeah, because last time I talked to you, I was over your schedule. 6:30 to 1 it was classes, and if I were you, I would have like slept for the next 2 hours at least. But right after that, you joined work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yes,
and push until 9 in the night.
Correct. So I have a little messed up schedule, Venkat. Again, on the camera, I'm telling you, no one should follow this. But yes, I start at 5 in the morning because I have to go for my classes.
Yeah.
I start at 5 in the morning. My classes start at 6:30 if it's CA final, probably 7 if it's CA inter. Classes go on until 1:30. I get a 1 hour gap for me to travel and have my lunch. Since I'm working for global tax, I'm on the Amsterdam time zone, and so my office starts at 2:30.
Okay.
9-hour shift is a mandate, and so it goes from 2:30 to 11:30. I close my office at 11:30. Thankfully, because it's a global job, we don't have to have pressures on work. So 11:30 we close. 11:30 is when I return back home. I might some days have dinner then, or I may have it after I come back. That's the time when I now have. See, when my whole day is packed up, I don't have any more time, right? So what I do is after 11:30, when I come back home by 12, I spend another 2 hours completing my schedules, my classes, my preparations. I do my own materials and everything. So I probably complete everything by 2 hours. I sleep at 2 and I'm back on 5 again. So
pretty messed up.
It is. Yes. I think the only good day I would have a good sleep is probably on a Saturday, Sunday. Okay. Because on a Saturday, Sunday, my office does not work. But I have a class till 5. Okay. So every Saturday, Sunday, classes get pushed. So I have a class from 6:30 to 5. And I probably come back home at 6. And that's the day when I'm probably, sleeping out, I guess. But again, having so many people and students in my friend circle, most often it doesn't happen. Because if I'm back at 5, they know that Rahul is only available on weekends to talk. And so by 6:30, I would have already got a call from a friend to say, let's go out. So I would have already gone out with them, and then I would have come back by 11:30, and then the same schedule comes.
But at least you're having fun.
Yes.
Anything you're having fun. Work is fun.
Fun. I think I have never at any point of time told that any single day has gone bad for me.
Yeah.
Because I am doing every single thing I love. I'm doing tax because I love. I'm doing teaching because that's
even if it's hard, it's the best hard that you can pick, right?
Yes, I think the one thing which I've always told is it's not going to be fun unless it's hard, right?
Yeah.
So exactly. It just has to be that.
It'll be boring if not.
Yes, I
at least let's choose the happy hard.
Correct. And I think the obligation is something you should never feel about it. I think if you're ever going to feel that something you're going to do is going to be an obligation, you're just not doing well in life. Right. So yes, I think that's how it works. It's a messed up schedule, but still the one thing which anyone will come and vouch for you, Venkat, is that never has anyone come and told me during my class also that they can see a sleep in my face. Right.
Okay. And you're almost always on time.
Yes. No, yeah, kind of. I mean, you can say
95%.
If it's 6:30, yes, I may probably go 6:35, but not more than that.
95%.
Yes.
95% is Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
See, I
Higher
think
than the industry average.
I think the problem is because CA final mein what happens is I run my own classes. I don't do it with
Yeah.
an academy. So it's my responsibility to go open the doors, set up myself, and then only take a class.
What is the CA final face to face?
I mean, it happens in. So I keep changing it every year.
Okay.
Because again, like I said, no Venkat, what I do is I basically first create a group for myself. I think if I have a set of students, I then personally go and talk to them and I understand where is their articleship offices.
Okay.
Based on their articleship offices, I will look for which is the most convenient place for them and then I finalize a place based on that.
Okay.
So it changes every year. I don't have a fixed location. I have to finalize it with the students. So I think I make sure that the convenience of the students is more important than mine.
Okay.
So to that extent, yes. I think this time we're running our CA final face-to-face classes in Nungambakam, the heart of the city.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Nice.
It's starting next month in the mid of July. But we're starting in the middle of, and it's going to be in the heart of the city to make sure that everyone is convenient enough this time.
That's actually a very good spot that I'm also looking forward to right now. But yeah, okay.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, okay. One more thing I want to let's come back to the academic side of things.
Please.
I have a lot of things to talk about in the academic front.
Yes.
Not about teaching right now, but about the student Rahul right now. How much did you go out in the weekends, or how was your work-life balance or study-life balance? How much life did you have during the exam phase, intermediate specifically?
So I'll be very candid to you, Venkat. The problem with Prime Academy, very honestly, that time was that Prime Academy had some challenges going on during my times.
Okay.
And so I still remember that for the exam I had on May 1st, we completed our classes only on May 20th. April 20th. April 20th. So which means I had 10 days of exam preparation times.
So it was barely, you had no life.
Yes, no, but the interesting thing was when it came to Prime Academy, we had classes very differently.
Okay.
Compared to any other academies which did classes from 7 to 1, Prime Academy had 2 slots. They were very articleship friendly. And so what they did is they had a class in the morning, they had a class in the afternoon. So what used to happen is we had a class at 6:30 to 9 in the morning, and then we had a class at 6:30 to 9 in the afternoon. Which means the intermediary was completely available, which also meant that my schedule was a little more messed up now. So I had to first travel in the morning at 5, go to my class at 6:30, complete it by 9, come back home, and then again travel back again at 5 in the evening to get my class done. Right? But then the intermediary period was very interesting for me. So I wanted to do something for myself. And like I said, I'm not a very studious person to handle. And so I started gymming like every other boy.
Okay.
Right? So my schedule then became that I started at 5, went for my class, came back home, had my breakfast, went for gym, spent my time in gym for another 2 hours. 1 o'clock I came back, probably had some rest. And then, 5 o'clock I was on a bus.
Okay.
And the bus journey was about 40-45 minutes. And that was my golden time for me to revise things. So like I said, I was doing revision before. So I was using my whole bus time to revise.
Okay.
So I used to revise for that 45 minutes on the bus, then go for the class, come back and revise once again.
I have 3 quick questions.
Yes.
Okay. How much sums do you solve for accounts or costing or something?
None.
None.
Like I said, I have never had the practice, Venkat, to ever do anything once again after the class.
Okay.
I did everything in the class, nothing after that.
And nothing afterwards?
No. The only sums I would have solved is that 15 test papers I spoke about.
Okay.
So my sum preparations happened from there.
Okay. What about theory? Audit, law, and let's not talk about EAS or IT.
Yes, I think for me, I made sure that all the subjects were learned on a practical level.
Okay.
And so even for audit and law, what I did is I tried to relate everything to a real life scenario. I think that's how I do my classes also. I just try to imagine things because it becomes creative. We've always had this thing where, witnessing things on a cartoon level just makes it more convenient to remember. So I always did that for myself. So on a preparation stage, what I did is during that 4 months exam leave also, the 2 hours which I was talking about was dedicatedly focused on either my book preparation or the theory subject. That's it. So that's the only maximum amount of time I would have spent on any subject, not more than that.
Okay. And I already have the answer. How important were mock tests to you? Can you just repeat the line?
If you can, if I have to put it very straightforward to you, Venkat, I don't think I would have been a CA if not for that.
Got it.
Let me put it that way very clearly. Because the one thing I've learned about life is you can learn as much as you want. You can understand as much as you want, but you are never going to get through it unless you apply it yourself.
Got it.
Right? And the mock test did the wonder for me.
Okay.
Right? And I'm when I say mock test again, let me clarify that I've never had this engagement where I wrote the papers and corrected from someone else. I felt that I'm the best evaluator for myself. Because if I can't convince myself that my paper is worth the clearing, then there's no point anyone can.
100%.
And so the 15 papers were written by me, were self-corrected by me, were marked down by myself. I being the most rudest evaluator ever, never giving myself more than a mark unless it's required. Making sure that out of the 15 papers, I failed 13 papers. 14th is when I passed.
Okay.
15th is when I felt okay, worthy enough for an exemption.
Okay.
That's how I did it. But I'll be very candid to you. If you think you can just go directly from exam to from your classes to exam,
Disaster.
you're gonna face a disaster. And which is what I just want to repeat that line once again, Venkat. I think the point is very simple. Any CA can only become a CA after an attempt. You just have to do it before exams.
100%. That was the line I wanted you to repeat exactly. 100% resonate with that as well. How did you manage articleship and classes? Because you most students can relate with you right now. Because now that we have articleship only after both groups, right?
Yes.
Before when you and I did, it was
One group.
One group you can do articleship and stuff, right? How did you manage classes with articleship?
I think the pressure helped, Venkat. To be very honest, during our times, you and I both know, we did not have an online setup.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the faculties were running face-to-face classes, and therefore it was very clear.
Barely online. Neeraj Arora, Power.
Not for CA finals, I think.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Neeraj Arora was not CA final faculty again.
Okay.
Bawar Borana came in after my clearance.
Oh, okay.
Yes, 2019 is when his compact became really famous.
Okay.
So yes, none of the faculties, at least I know, we had an online setup, and so all the faculties, even who were taking classes in Chennai, were only on a face-to-face model.
Yeah.
Which means you attend the class, you get you understand things.
MTK tried to have the tablet thing and it flopped somehow.
Okay,
and,
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, for me, it was like if I do not go for the class, I am gonna get screwed because I have to learn it on my own then, and so that pressure really helped. Now, being very candid with you, everyone has told you the same thing. Deloitte is always going to be pressurous.
Pressure, of course.
Right? I can tell you the whole messed up schedule I have right now is because I've been doing it since articleship.
Okay.
Right? I had a class at 6:30 in the morning, so I have to go for a class. I'll complete my class by 9.
Okay.
I'll be in my office by 10:30, probably after breakfast and everything. And I will close my office by 1:30 or 2.
Okay.
Because again, like I said, being the only article in the floor means that now you're responsible for every manager.
Every single thing.
So I had 7 managers whom I was reporting to, and I had to make sure that everyone's work gets done because apparently everything is important, right? No one is going to say you that it's not his priority, and so I had to make sure that my day was properly allocated in such a way that I can get his work done first and his work later.
Okay.
By the time I finished my days, it was already 1:30.
Okay.
But I was always clear on one thing, that despite what I'm learning in my office, I am not going to compromise on my exams. And so I have to be in my class the next day no matter what.
Okay.
And so going back at 1:30 home, I would still ensure that I'm up at 5 and going for my 6:30 class.
6:30 class.
Because that cannot be avoided.
Compromise.
So I was very clear on one thing, that at no point of time am I going to dictate my articleship affecting my CA final preparations, because I am not a person who can look at failure very easily.
Okay.
And so that passion drive really helped me.
Okay.
That's one recommendation I tell most of my students even now.
So you completed all your final classes before the exam leave?
Yes.
Almost.
I remember preparing a schedule for myself. I have an Excel even now. That Excel basically tells that for this subject there are these many faculties available, and this faculty takes classes from this month and during this time slots, so that at no point of time does 2 classes get clashed.
Okay.
Back in our days it was 8 subjects, right? So we had to make sure that every attempt you have to take at least 2 classes up.
Okay.
So I had to ensure that I never ended up taking up 2 classes which clash on the same day.
Okay.
Right? For example, I think I remember MPB sir always used to take classes between Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
Okay.
Whereas SSR sir also used to do the same, which means RSN sir was available on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays.
Yeah.
Right?
I was doing the same thing.
Exactly. So I had to prepare that whole schedule and make sure that I never clash on my classes. So that's how I did it. I had to, plan it properly. So every attempt, I had 2 subjects going on parallelly to make sure my class is done. And I had finished all my classes. If I was writing May, I think my exam leave started in December. I was finished with all my classes by September.
Okay.
Nothing more than that.
It was a golden era. I feel very happy.
Those were really good generations, I think.
Yeah,
I think
pre-COVID, almost all the final classes were online, and everybody attended
face-to-face.
face-to-face in the morning.
Correct.
And
I think I think our generations really had that
privilege.
I wouldn't say privilege. I think
wouldn't even call
we had
me
that
that
passion drive to do it well, right?
Yeah,
Today's students want a lot more convenience, which is understandable. But one thing which I always tell is convenience comes with discipline.
Yeah.
Right? You cannot be compromising on either of those two. Doesn't work out that way. You cannot come and say that I'll just be convenient enough and take recording classes, and then because the faculty is offering me 1.5 years validity, I'll finish it in the end.
Yeah, but there are still students who take up classes and treat it properly and finish it in the 3-month span. If it's a face-to-face class, how the discipline would continue, right? There are people who take it up and complete it in.
Those people have my utmost amount of respect.
Yeah, there are a lot of there is back in those days, if 100 students attended face-to-face, we can take the same 100 sample size now and put in the recorded classes in only 45 people would
Correct.
finish it like till the end.
Yes, I can give you my live example, Venkat. I think I'm, like I said, right, I'm starting my batch next month, and this is DT for May 27. Right now, I already have prepared my student base, and I've asked them what is the status, because obviously, if you're writing May 27, you should have probably completed your classes around November. Now, this means today, ignoring the IBS, you have 5 papers to
5
prepare.
papers.
Now, 5 papers means if you're writing November, and if I'm starting a class of DT somewhere in the month of July, I
Is
will
there
go
an
until
online live as well?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
But yes, if I'm doing a class somewhere from July to October, it means that you're going to dedicatedly focus on DT for the next 3 months, especially
Yeah.
with the new income tax coming in. And so the expectation for every May student would be that they would have finished off FR and AFM for the bare minimum to start with. It's very sorry for me to say that 90% of the students who are joining me right now in this batch have not completed any of the subjects.
Yeah.
The reason is very simple. They do not find a face-to-face class in Chennai. They took recordings from an online faculty in the market.
Yeah.
The faculty ended up offering a year and a half of validity.
And none of them watched it for the next year.
Yes, and everyone thought the articleship is
I'll
important.
tell you something that I do. This is not focus painted, but what I do is students who cleared in May 2024, right? That was a very personal batch because I was all in all for that batch from the start to end, right? So those students are giving their final in
May 27.
So I have connects with each of them right now, and I kind of like have a requirement that they'll have to like send a screenshot of each of the class that they finished. Like on the phone, they'll have to like take it and send 1 hour 27 minutes completed, something like that. I have to like every week they'll have to like daily they'll send after the office or something. That's very hard for each of them as well. So
I think so that's what happened. So I think I got really fed up with all the students. I had to blast everyone off, and I told them I am going to allow you for DT only when you have completed at least 70% of FR syllabus before you join. That's the reason why we pushed it till July, honestly speaking. I wanted to start the match in May or June itself, but I had to push it till July because I wanted to make sure everyone is conveniently done with it. So that happened. But like you rightly said, even I'm doing the same thing. What I did is when I realized this mistake, what I did is now for the last 3 years, every student who clears inter with me, I always check with them if they're conveniently comfortable with my CA final batch as well. If they are, now they have to give me a constant update. I have now created WhatsApp groups with them, and so after every 6 months, I take the responsibility.
To an extent, I don't see them as students.
Yes.
Like future
exactly.
who I'm going to work with.
Correct. So what I've now done is in Chennai, there is probably a handful of CA final faculties. It's me for DT. Dinesh Jain sir takes AFM, and a handful of people like Srinivasan sir comes for FR and everything.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've personally connected with every faculty, and I in advance get their dates. So what I do is I then go to the WhatsApp group, and every 6 months I will put out the group saying that this is the faculty coming in on this date and this timings. If you have a subject pending, please finish it off. Right. So now I have a schedule coming up for every student from 2024 batches and forward. Hopefully those students are now on better track than the previous ones. But yes, I think
it's up to us to lift the finals.
I think at the end of the day,
final game is very bad in Chennai right now.
Yes, it is. I think it's an opportunity as well. I look at it as an opportunity for us to explore and do well for us. But yes, I think as a student,
I've already pushed your classes for final to all of my
I am very grateful of that, definitely.
I told a few of the students to finish off AFM and audit. FR, most of them has finished. AFM and audit before July first week this week, so that you can join Rahul's class as well. So
I think as long as they can feel a little bit connected to me, I'm going to be the most happiest person. No,
most of them will be online.
I have always like I said, no, even if you're going to be a recording student with me, you're always going to be followed up on. So that's not a problem.
Since when I was a student, right, my entire world was Chennai based. Since I was in Trichy, I looked up only to the nerds, and like I wanted to be with the nerds because I was one of the nerds, right?
Correct.
But the moment I started focus, right, all of the students that came in were from Sivagasi. Okay, like name the city in Tamil Nadu. I have a student there. Okay, so Sivagasi, then Tirunelveli, Tuticorin, then the other city, Nagarkoil, Kanyakumari. Every city we've had a student since the last 2 years at least. Okay, it's never the city; it's just the student.
Yes.
I have bright students from Thoothukudi as well, and I have like average students from Chennai as well. So it's never the city; it's the student.
True. I think everyone just needs a platform to grow.
Exactly that.
As long as you can
the
give
environment.
Exactly.
When I can bring in all the nerds together, it's blast.
I think as long as you can give them the platform, I think
Yeah,
anyone can do well. And this is rightfully said so, Venkat, because I know of late the Chennai markets, the Tamil Nadu, the South market
yeah.
for AIRs has been very down.
Yeah.
But everyone who's in the South market and doing AIRs, I am actually noticing most of the students are from different locations in Chennai.
Not in.
They're either from Trichy.
Yeah, I think you would have noticed recently one of CA students scored 99 in audit.
Yes,
she was from Salem.
she's from Salem, exactly.
Yeah, she's Karthik's student. Niveda's
Correct.
student.
Yes, she's Niveda's student. She told me about it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she took DT from me. I'm really hoping she did, but
Okay.
yes, but
she's from Salem.
Correct.
So,
And I think I'm not going to name the academy, but from the academy I am.
I
Yes,
know,
so the AIR one is from there.
Okay.
Foundation. The foundation AIR one from there. And she's also
Madurai.
from Madurai. Exactly.
Madurai.
Yes. So I think you can find amazing gem amount of persons in different locations as well. Everyone just needs a platform to grow.
Yeah.
And I think online is the best place to do it as long as they can be disciplined about it.
Yeah.
So I think I always request the student one thing very simple. I think your location is not going to be important at any point of time. If you want education, I can bring it forward to you. But you just have to play it along with me.
Yeah, 100%.
If you think it's going to be conveniently stored enough to you that I will spoon feed everything to you and I have to just make sure that you get up in the morning because of me, it's just going to be painful, because at the end of the day, the passion works on both the sides. If I'm showing the passion to come and take forward to a class, I think it's an equal amount of passion that you have to show that you want to clear CA.
Yeah.
Right, and
200%.
that dedication works really well.
Yeah.
And I think that's why my CA final batches are very limited size, because before a student joins me for the batch, I first study the student. I first study them to that extent to make sure that, first of all, can they gel well with me? Can I feel like I'm connected with them? Because unless that happens, it doesn't work out either ways. I mean, it's just something which I do.
100%.
And I don't know, it's been working really well with me, because for the last 4 batches I've taken for CA final, I can be very happy to come and tell you that in the last batches, every single person who's joined me for CA final is cleared.
Wow. Okay.
Exception for this May 26. Unfortunately, it was a
hard.
very bad correction. I mean, I can tell you that everyone who wrote DT was confident enough that they'll clear, but there were some other papers that they couldn't manage. But beyond that, I guess regardless of the attempts, everyone has just cleared. It's definitely their hard work, but I'm just very happy that they were always connected with me. We can always talk to each other.
Yeah.
They could share their schedules. We can plan it out properly. I am that one person who is not just doing DT for them. I also run mocks for every other subject. I think I told you that earlier also.
Yeah.
Every student who joins me for CA final is also getting an opportunity to write mocks with me on other subjects as well.
Okay.
So I handle all their subjects, make sure that I give them guidance on everything. Because again, like I said, right, every personal touch for me is to make sure that they just clear CA. So we just do that well enough. So it just helps.
Okay. Now that we've also come across something, we've talked about the last 6 months, but
Yes.
how did you get into teaching? What was your first gig in CA?
In CA?
Yeah, in CA.
Okay.
You don't have to name the places if you want.
No, so I think, like I said, right, it was first teaching and then CA for me. So I think the first passion drive for me to become a teacher itself came from my school times, not from CA. I think I was doing CA because I wanted to become a teacher, right? So my interest and to become a teacher came in from 11th standard, because again, like I said, I was not the brightest of the students, but I was in the top 10 list. And maths was my core. I used to love that subject for some reason. I'm not sure that why everyone else does not like it. Again, no hard feelings on anything. But it just connected with me well, right? And so maths was a really good subject for me. I just loved that subject. And so I still remember the 10th standard board exams, the days before board exams. My maths ma'am had fallen sick. And so she had, I think the day before she was going to drop out for her leaves, she had come back to me and she said, Rahul, board exams are coming up and I cannot compromise on the classes. Though I'm not available, can you help me out? And I said, what do you want me to do? And she said, Rahul, why don't you do one thing? The next chapter is application of derivatives.
Okay.
I'm going to be out of office for maybe a week because I need to get my treatment done. I'll give you the next 1 full week. Take the class. And I said, I don't know what to take there. I have not even learned the subject myself. What do you want me to do there? Plus, it's a subject like application of derivatives. One of the toughest topics.
Very hard.
Right? But then she said, Rahul, I trust you. Why don't you give it a shot?
Okay.
I remember that day I spent my whole night not sleeping, making sure that I prepare for the subject, because again, it's my friends in front of me. A mistake from my side, they can insult me to that extent, right? And so I remember for the next 1 full week, I took a session for them. I took the whole application of derivatives. No doubts, my friends were also extremely supportive. They wanted to ensure that I do it well. So they were really listening to me and they made sure. I can tell you I have taken the most worst of my classes back in those days. It was my first journey. It was supposed to be bad.
trial and error almost.
But what I realized on that day is for that one full week when I was taking my class, the kind of enthusiasm which I saw in my friends, the kind of passion to do things, the kind of respect they showed me saying, yes, today he's not my friend, but he's my teacher, and I need to respect that boundary with him. I think that's when I learned something different. That's when I realized that, and I'll take a step back and I'll tell you this one thing, Venkat. There is one thing which I look forward in life. It's not money. It's not recognition. It's respect.
Okay.
That's one thing I'm very hungry for, right? And I do everything in my life for that.
Okay.
So I think that day when I learned that the respect which they can give me because of a teacher, I think that's when everything changed. That's when I realized that doing anything else, an engineering course, anything else for that matter, may not grant you that respect, because there's always going to be a boss on the top and he's always going to insult you to that extent. But as a teacher, every student is going to look forward to you because he knows his future depends on you.
Okay.
Right. And so that respect was that was the day when I decided, you know what, I think this is something I want to do for my life.
Okay.
And I think since then God has been graceful.
That was your first gig.
Yes, that was the day. That was the day everything changed. Am I okay to name academies?
Unless you don't.
No, I really don't mind as long as there's no infringement. So 2021, when I was looking forward to quit Deloitte and move elsewhere,
I mean, let's be very honest. I googled it and got into YouTube. If anybody, I knew what you're gonna say because I already searched it on YouTube and I got almost. I was able to track almost all your.
As long as the faculty does not infringe you, I'm fine with that. But yes, I think 2021 when
I don't think you're gonna hurt anybody.
I am not. I think every person I've worked with has been amazing. So no doubts. 2021 when I quit Deloitte and I was looking for a job, looking for teaching. I remember that one of my school juniors had got to know that I was a CA and I was looking for a job, teaching career. That's when I met Karthik. Okay, so Karthik was in Deloitte audit and he had also quit for teaching. Okay. And he was working in an academy called Insight Commerce, which was run by Tarun sir.
Tarun Raj, IDT.
So that time Tarun sir was looking for a DT faculty because apparently the DT faculty was from outskirts. He used to travel to Chennai and come, and sir was looking forward to a local faculty. Now, I was doing it for the first time and I'm 22, I guess. Yeah. Right. So that student had reached out to me and he told me that, you know what, Bhaiya, he called me Bhaiya, saying that, Bhaiya, I think I learn in this academy, Karthik sir is with me, but I think there's one DT faculty who's probably not able to manage things with us. Why don't you give it a shot? And I said, I was looking forward to it. This is like
rolling the dice again.
Exactly. So I think that's when I reached out to Karthik. Karthik never knew me about it. But then I told Karthik I'm looking forward to becoming a faculty and everything. Karthik was very sweet. He reached out to Tarun sir. He told about. Tarun sir reached out to me. He told me that, Rahul, I think I have an opening. Why don't you to join? The only thing is the DD faculty is taking it for this batch, so you can join from the next batch. Thankfully, what happened is after the batch got over, unfortunately, the students could not connect well with the faculty. And so what happened is Tarun sir reached out to me and he said, Rahul, I think these students are a little more uncomfortable. Can you just take a practice batch or something? And I said, sir, I'm just starting for the first time. I don't even know the premise to do it properly. I cannot suddenly run a fast track batch. But Tarun sir was the sweetest person to come and say, Rahul, I think there's a place to start everything. Why don't you give it a shot? And I think that word impacted and I said, okay, let's give it a shot. I had still did not quit Deloitte. I can be very honest here. I did not quit Deloitte. Okay. So I had, suddenly sir came to me. He was like, there is a practice batch I wanted you to float. And this has to unfortunately be a fast track batch. Okay. So you have to do it from 9:30 to 5.
Okay.
And I said, I'm still in Deloitte. I can't do that. But he said, Rahul, this is the only way we can do it.
9:30 to 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I did not know what to do. And I was in my notice period.
Okay.
So, and this is, I'm not sure if Deloitte is going to come and screw me for it. But I unofficially was going to class and taking class for them, telling them that Deloitte I was sick. So I for a whole week I was...
Days? For a week?
For a week. Okay. For a week I was taking classes. So I came in, I finished the classes. I think it was 9:30 to 5.
The guts of you to do that and also put the video on YouTube.
Yes.
It's on YouTube.
Yes, it is. So that happened. And then I think I finished the batch and then the students came and told, Bhaiya, just to be very honest to you, the faculty came in and did it for 3 months, but we learned more in the practice batch than anything else.
Okay.
Very big compliment for me. I think I continued in Insight for another 1 year. Unfortunately, after that, things did not roll out. Okay. Tarun sir got an opportunity.
It happens.
Yes, the academy shut down.
Okay.
At this stage, it was Ganesh, Bharadwaj, me and Karthik, we were all together. And so we trio decided to join Shankara. Okay. Shankara had shut down for a while and then was reopened by Hariharan sir. So I think we joined Shankara and then we took over the premise. So we were the kind of a founding faculty, you can say that way.
Got it, yeah.
So we ran Shankara for another 2 years. I think Shankara started doing really well. At that stage, I think Shankara got acquired because the owner had another tie-up somewhere. So Shankara got acquired. We then moved on to Pragya. Matlab the Hariharan sir had created his own academy called Pragya. We started teaching in Pragya. I think Pragya started doing really well for 2.5 years. And then I think there was a merger between A&M classes and Pragya.
Yeah.
So then
You have to move out because A&M did DT,
no,
right?
no. So what happened is A&M sir, Pragya then decided to focus on foundation, whereas A&M sir decided to focus on inter. And A&M sir was also sweet. He gave me inter.
Okay.
So because he was taking multiple subjects, he was happy to share over DT with me. So I then started taking DT. Unfortunately, at that stage is when I moved to Amsterdam for my project, and so I was out of the touch. So 3 months later, when I dropped back, unfortunately, A&M sir had taken over the premise, and I couldn't continue anymore because then there was a tie-up between A&M sir and another academy, and unfortunately, there was a conflict of interest because the other academy's faculty owner was also doing DT.
Okay.
So I did not want to put pressures there, so I moved out. At that stage, there was a very close friend of mine called Jitendra, who runs Prof Excellency.
Okay.
So I think the faculty there of DT was getting married. Okay. So she was about to move out. So same thing happened. The whole journey repeated again.
Somebody's getting married and you're getting the opportunity.
Yes, Jitu Bhaiya came back and he said, Rahul, the girl is getting married. So the batch was not completed. The batch needs a fast track. And I said, yes, I've done it 5 years ago. So then I remember going in.
I don't know if you are connecting the dots. Even in Deloitte, when somebody, your manager got married, you got the
correct. So then I preached myself saying, Jitu Bhaiya, you know what? I've done the same thing with Tarun Sir's academy. I can do it for you. So 5 days I went in and I finished DT for them once again. Since then I've been a part of Profex and I think I love that place because you know close circle. We have around 20-25 students in a batch and we get very close to each other. So that becomes fun. But yes, since then, I wanted to scale myself a little up. And so I joined KS Academy.
Okay.
Now I'm part of KS Academy as well. And my core subjects are I take foundation at maths, foundation maths I take, inter I take DT and finals I take DT. These are my core subjects. While yes, I'm a fluid faculty and I have also taken other subjects at any point of time. When Karthik was not available, I've taken accounts. When FM was not available, I've done FM. I've also done DT, IDT. I've also done costing. So I
said you can do everything, but you chose to do
yes, I think I have done everything, but I never felt my soft touch to any other subject. I think my soft touch was always this subject because I felt like I could always enhance the learning experience by the practical knowledge I have. And so to that extent, I always stuck to DT and I said, I am only going to continue this as my passion drive.
Okay.
So it just helped to that extent because, this passion is the reason why we are able to launch this batch of CA final in the next month because I guess we are going to be the first English batch across India for CA final DT in the new income tax.
Yeah.
Because with the new income tax coming in, the challenge which has come in is that ICA is not able to launch its material anytime sooner.
Yeah.
And most of the faculties have decided most of the faculties have decided to wait until October, November to run the batch. Because let's be honest, it's not going to be easy for them to read through the whole act once again and do it. But I think I remember spending my last 4.5 months reading through the bare acts, completing the whole discussions, going through about 50 seminars just to understand the subject, making sure that I don't miss out anything.
To be very honest here, I wanted to another marriage that I think is just our tax faculty. I don't want to reveal the data and everything. He's going to get married.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So he told me he'll not be able to take the the September batch, and the batch is going forward for the next 6 months. I'm going to be completely engaged with that.
Okay.
Really sorry to give you the short notice, but I got short notice myself only now.
Got it.
That was the scenario. So, and also I wanted somebody to be strong with the new act because he'll be engaged as well, and he needs time to prepare. And
true.
We are in a very good time. See, all of the faculties are almost like my friends. Okay.
Correct.
We don't call sir or anything, bro or day.
That's how it works.
Like some students
correct
pulling out legs and everything.
Sure.
So when I was looking for somebody I was just looking at people who are in practice because they have to anyway get into the new acts to run the show and everything, right? So when I was just thinking of that, I saw your Instagram story, right? To be honest, you had a bad act and done with it. Or you had put a story of next 3 months, this is my home or something like
Correct.
that.
No, I think so. What happened is I had purchased a taxman book of around 700
Yeah,
pages.
this size
It
one.
was
Yeah.
700 pages. It was a comparative study between the old act and new act.
Yeah,
And I was sitting on that for 3.5 months just to make sure that I understand everything.
yeah. I
Because
saw your story and okay, let's just reach out to him, and I texted Rangesh to get your
Correct.
number, and I knew you beforehand from the last 2
yes,
days.
I think
Yeah,
we've had some sessions together. Yes.
Yeah. I knew you before that even through Karthik and
Okay.
everything, but just there was no opportunity for us to collaborate or work together because
It
of
always happens at the right place at the right time.
right place and right. So I'm really happy to have you on the
Definitely.
team as well. First
I'm
thing.
very happy that you trusted me to that extent. I think I'm looking forward to this whole project that you're running on. And like I said, right, I have been doing this very unofficially with my students, but an official platform with yourself, I think we can really do well.
Thing.
Yes, we can do really well. And I think this is what a student needs at this era.
Yeah.
With the kind of indiscipline with coming with students, I think the project you're running is really going to make an impact on the life of students.
Yeah.
Anyone clearing because of this is always going to be an achievement for all of us.
Yeah,
so I am very excited for this project.
Yeah, we've already received good reviews on your classes that we provided. So we won already.
Nice.
The moment they saw your classes, he's giving examples in Hindi, but that is understandable because the provisions are really good. See, the win you're getting is the provisions are so good. They don't understand language, but still are able to know the example. Right?
Again, I'm not going to deny this to you, Venkat, but what happens with me is that, again, like since I'm connected with the students so much, it so happens that when you're sitting in the class, you may just end up moving to a vernacular language. And it's not just about Hindi. I mean, since your student is Tamil, he probably didn't understand that, but a Hindi student also complains saying that I use Tamil a lot.
Right? We'll get beaten up by both sides.
Yes. So the point is, what happens is when you're teaching a topic, it's sometimes what happens is you may just find a movie reference or a remark which is there, and so you just end up blurting it out. The reason is because some students will connect to it and they feel more happy and connected that okay, a faculty is reassembling enough to that extent. It's like one thing, Venkat. I think we have come from a generation where our faculties would come to the class 3 hours solid, just talk and leave. We have respected that. But now when you go to a class and you come and tell them,
one of my tax faculties used to come at 6:15.
Yes.
Doesn't care about who's in the class or not in the class. Or
starts.
Just says good morning and he starts writing and teaching. Leaves exactly at 8:45.
Correct.
9 o'clock. It's like
no, I think that is the level of discipline that we all had and appreciated it as well. But today's generation is like this. Today when I go to a class, I go to KS Academy and I sit with Foundation 350 students. The first thing I have to do is I have to come and tell them, you know what, yesterday I saw an Instagram reel, this is what is happening. Because that's when you can get them engaged enough. Right? And that's what happens. And with the same thing with Profex. Profex, what I do is when we have a 3-hour session, I know they cannot digest more than an hour, especially with a subject like DT. So after an hour, I'll give them a gap. There'll be a break, and during the break I will start telling them my heartbreaking stories, my old life, and probably we will start listening to music together. Or I'm also into something called shairi. I don't know if you know it in Tamil. Shairi is basically a poem. Right, with slangs and everything. It's a Hindi thing. It's basically an Urdu thing. So I start giving them that. So that becomes very relatable to them because they're also going through heartbreaks.
Everything just put into one line is you are connecting with the students.
Yes, I think when you get down to their level and you do things, I think they start feeling more comfortable with you. Right, I think that helps a lot. So yes, I think we are all breaking the barriers of stereotypes 100%. where people tell that CA has to be difficult, it has to be boring, it has to be hardworking. I think we are coming from a generation where we say, you know what, we have done it in our past, doesn't work with everyone. You just have to realize that it's a personalized touch for everyone, and I think everyone appreciates it differently. So when you can give them a batch with a little bit of a flavor of the seriousness of the subject, but at the same time the happiness of the course, it just stops becoming an obligation, but it starts becoming an activity of fun. And at that stage, it just becomes more engaging. It becomes more happening. At the same time, a CA student starts realizing that, yes, maybe the subject does not really have to be difficult. A course can be done in a breeze. And that's the environment I'm trying to create because that's how I have been with myself. I have always ensured that CA has never been an obligation to me because, again, I was never serious about it, right? So to that extent, I just never want to make sure that a student ever comes back to me in my life and comes and says, Bhaiya, this has become an obligation. I'm just feeling overburdened and I don't want to continue. I just want to make sure that every time a student comes back to me, he says he cleared, but he says it with the happiness saying, I've just done everything in my life while clearing it. So don't make it your final destination, but at the same time, realize how much importance it carries.
I'm really happy to have brought you in the team first up and also to strike a conversation. I actually didn't have the thought of like bringing you to the podcast when I first brought you into the I wanted to bring you into focus, right? The first call, before, if it was just over text, I don't think I would
We
have
couldn't
thought
have
of
joined well, yes.
podcast or anything. When I had the first call, it was like clicking. Like from the first 5 minutes, it was like I was having a hard day in the sense like not able to like converse with like-minded people, and it was going out of link. And suddenly I was talking to somebody I gelled well or like had the same wavelength. So that's when I thought I should bring him to the podcast. I think everybody will love knowing the story.
I still remember that call, Venkat, now that you mentioned it. And I was really happy having this call with you because I know we were just talking for the first time. And you were looking forward to only onboard me as a faculty in your team. But then the way you spoke to me and you started giving me insights and tips on how we can grow together in the market, how I can do better in the CA field. And I was like, okay, a person who just looks at me as an employee is not standing in front of me. He really wants to be my friend, and he's giving me tips on how to grow myself better and compete with everyone else. I think that itself, and someone doing that on the first call, does mean that you really respect everyone.
Yeah, basically, I want everyone to win. Like,
exactly.
I tell my team as well the same thing. There are 3 pillars here: the team, okay, the student, the tutors, faculties, and everybody.
Correct.
If either one of them fails, the entire
cycle will
equation will fail. So that's when we started also like picking up. The tutors have to get paid enough and well.
Okay.
The faculties will have to like get paid enough and well, and also the team, us, we should also be able to sustain.
True.
And the student should pass. When these 3 go hand in hand,
it's a win-win situation.
Yeah, we should be friends. I always try to make friends. As I was saying, see, let's be very honest. I started Focus at 23.
Okay.
Like, for me, why I chose to like do this or work with startups is I just want to work with passionate people and ஒரு motive தான். நான் எப்பயுமே when I'm like talking or trying to get someone to join Focus Marina, if it works out well, join us. If it is under your pay or if it is like clashing with your schedule or if you think you have a conflict of interest with somebody, let's just be friends.
Correct.
From day one, I'm just trying to get more passionate people together and have fun in Grappler.
I think when it stops becoming a business and it starts becoming a circle, I think it just grows really well.
Like I was telling you, I always look at it like a video game, and I'm just building more team members for my PUBG squad.
That helps.
Okay.
I've never played PUBG, but I think I can relate to it.
Neither me, but I don't know.
Okay, the reference.
Like a cricket team was a better reference. I don't know how many people will resonate. But I just like to have a lot of friends who can resonate well. Even if not for work, you can talk about something.
No, definitely. I think I remember.
But most of the nerds, something else from their life apart from work will be something relatable to work. That's the thing about nerds. But that's how I operate as well, and that's my.
No, that works. I think I remember meeting you in MOP for a session we had.
Yeah.
And I think I spoke to you briefly for 30 minutes. And I think we gelled well there also. But like you said, we were never able to connect after that. But still, I think I could relate.
Everybody runs on a busy schedule.
Exactly.
சும்மா உட்காந்து நான் every time I ask you like when you're free ங்கிறப்பல தான் கேட்டுட்டேன். ஏன்னா I know இப்பதான் schedule சொன்னீங்க, like it will be hard. But even now for the RTA day that we are doing on August 2, like I just briefly asked everybody 2 minutes. Even உன்கிட்ட கேட்கும் போதும் like 2 நிமிஷம் எனக்கு தெரியும் நீங்க வந்துருவேன், like because you already told me that you are passionate to help students to review the paper. RTA day context, we are reviewing certified copies of May 26 students, and earlier we are reviewing and giving them suggestions and strategy on what to do.
Correct.
Everyone I called to, I spoke less than 2 minutes about the session. August 2 like only few people I were like asking like are available like because they had a schedule.
True.
And few of them I was like almost bullying them to like, because they were my friends, varlana paathukongra marida, like because we are a close circle. Almost me and one of our operations person like were reflecting and counting the number of CAs like who are involved with Focus as a faculty or tutor, involved present, past, future, everything pota 42 பேர் வந்து, like we did the count last month.
Okay.
42 people we've like interacted in sense like involved. They've taken classes or did one session at least with this 42 பேர். That's like more than any.
It's a big family.
Yeah,
it's a big family.
And every year I send out calendars for all the students who have been part of it.
Okay.
I'll send you one as well. But already 6 மாசம் ஆயிடுச்சு, இதுக்கு மேல அனுப்புறது பிரயோஜனம் இல்ல. பட் ஒன்றும் இல்லை, அதில் வந்துட்டு கம்ப்ளைண்ட்ஸ் டேட்லாம் இருக்கும். எல்லா கம்ப்ளைண்ட்ஸ் டேட் இருக்கும்.
Makes sense.
அது போட்டு அனுப்புவேன். They'll take it to their firm and show it off, and
Ah.
one of their partners, like most of their partners will ask for one copy.
Okay.
So இந்த போன வருஷம்ல இருந்து பண்ணோம். இந்த வருஷம்லாம் வந்துட்டு 2 காப்பி அனுப்புறேன். சில பேர்லாம் they'll ask for 3 copies because
Nice.
their partner முன்னாடியே கேட்டிருப்பாரு.
Ah.
எனக்கு ஒன்று டேபிள்ல வேணும் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு. ஸோ yeah, I just look at like a way to make friends.
It helps. I think one thing I've always told to myself, Venkat, is
At the end of the day, I don't know if what I'm doing now will be the same thing I'll be doing in 5 years.
Exactly.
I don't know what you will be doing as well. But
Correct.
if we can be friends,
Correct.
I think like it.
True. No, I think the one thing I've always told, like I said, no, my teaching was never my career, it was my passion. And so since I've taken, it's been 5 years now, and I've never seen this as a money minting business. I've always made sure that even if I have one student in the class, and I'll tell you this, my CA final first batch, I had just one student
Wow. Okay.
sitting online.
Okay.
I would go to the academy and take a class, but she would sit online, and we still finished the batch
Okay.
completely. She cleared in first attempt.
Okay.
Right.
Wow. Nice.
Point is, I think I've never taken this up as a
Money
business,
yeah.
never as a
Somebody
obligation.
else who's not, I can understand where you're coming from.
Correct.
But somebody else, if they look at your schedule, what they'll sing, double income stream is what
Yeah,
their
true.
first word will
Which
be.
is
But
which is true. Which is where the problem is.
if we can be honest, most academies don't release payment for 6 months. I don't want to name that. You already.
I'm out of the equation, yes, but it's also the other way around, Venkat. I think there's one thing which I've always told students is, if you think just because I'm doing double jobs because I'm earning too much, I will tell you I am not, right? Not in the sense that I am earning enough that I can sustain my life, but I'm earning enough that I can make sure everyone is happy around me, right? Which means I have one thing which I've always told students is, I'll be very honest to you, every single rupee I earn from my office goes to my parents.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Every single rupee that I earn from teaching goes back to students.
Okay.
Which means I don't keep anything for myself. In simple words, Venkat, I'll tell you one thing. If, let's say, for example, I'm running a batch and I get some payment for it. I'm not naming a number, but let's assume a number. It so happens at the end of the batch, it's mandatory for me that I will take my whole batch, unless it's a 350 crowd, I cannot take that batch. But the other crowd, like the one in Prof Excellency, will go for a treat. I will pay for the whole thing. That's a 40,000 bill. Right?
Entire
That's yes.
month pay will go on.
That's my whole batch fees.
Yeah,
Let's assume it that way. Maybe not, maybe a little bit here and there. But if you include my travel expenses, you include other things, everything else settles down.
Yeah.
Right? Which means you can come and tell me, and I can tell you very honestly that every single rupee I earn from my teaching is technically zero.
Yeah.
Revenue outs become zero. Now you may come and tell, yes, Rahul, double income, double profits and everything. Yes.
Double income, double expense.
See, as long as you feel that that can become a reason for you to look forward to me and take up my career, go forward. But if you want the reality, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, the point is, it's not for the money. It's for
Exactly. Which is what I'm telling you. The point for me is that teaching has never been a money minting business. It's never been an obligation. It's always been a passion. And therefore, when you reached out to me and you said, this is how we are going to touch the souls of people, I was the first person to say yes, because that's what I want to do. Right now, if
100%.
at no point of time was I, and I still remember the first day when you came and told me that, Rahul, this is what I'll pay you, and I was like, I don't care. You
Yeah.
give me whatever you want.
I was following up on the bank details and
So I was like,
everything.
I would not be bothered if you had
Yeah.
not paid me anything also. Because if you had come and told me that, Rahul, your videos is going to be now released to 300 more students and they are just going to clear CA because of you, I would say take it for free. If you want me to put it on YouTube, I'll put it on YouTube also. I just don't do it because then students don't come to the face-to-face class, and I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, face to face is the
Exactly.
goal of-
It's not that I'm telling them that don't come to see again. It's not me coming and telling that I don't want them to come face to face because it's getting me paid. I want them to come because otherwise I will lose my touch with the students, right? So my face-to-face obligation with the student is not because I want them to pay me for it. It's because I want to connect with everyone on a personal level and make sure that everything happens well. And that's the only reason 90% of my lectures are not YouTube released. But at the same time, we always ensure that we give out marathons, revision series, assignment series, anything that you can think can additionally add to your support to make sure you clear. Right?
Okay.
So the support is always going to be given, but at the same time, the face-to-face is never going to be avoided, because that's where you and I are going to look to
100%.
each other. I just need that for myself, right? And so that's when I tell you that I think my journey with you on Focus Edu is going to be an amazing journey, I feel, because I feel somehow the way you're looking forward to it, the way I look forward to it, is always going to match to that extent.
Yeah.
So I think there's wonders for us to do together on this.
Yeah. Bringing in the A team, if I can put it. You're also one of a close friend of my close friend as well. Rangesh
Yes.
was the person who
I
connected.
think Rangesh was in Pragya for a very brief moment with me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our schedules never matched because I was in the 10 to 1 slot, he was in the morning slots.
But he only has very good things to.
Yes, I think there has been very, very few days where I had taken some other sessions and so we connected with each other. And again, we clicked, right? It's the same thing with you. We just clicked. It just felt so good with him. And I still remember he was in Reddington back in those days. So he used to tell me
Still in Reddington, by the way.
I moved from here to there and
Yeah,
here to
yeah.
there. And I used to tell him I'm doing this and that. And he used to always coach me saying, Rahul, this is what I can do. That is what I can do. Amazing mind, amazing person. The way he looks at things, beautiful. Very God dedicated person, I guess.
100%.
Very God dedicated person. And so that I think it just reflects in the way he teaches students itself.
The energy that he brings to the table
It's
is
immense. It's immense.
To tell you another thing, he has been supporting Focus from day -1. Like before we even named it Focus, he has been with us since 2021.
Okay.
So he was my first tutor. Like in Focus, or back then we used to call it Cracky Clan. That was a dumb name, but okay. Back then he was my like first person to onboard as a CA, and he did the first session with few students back in 2021. So.
And I know this his schedule is also very messed up. Working in Reddington, it's not going to be easy.
Send me a message at 4 a.m. saying he just reached home and he'll take the classes at 7 a.m.
Exactly.
I told him, why don't you just sleep and take it later? Then no, the students will get affected.
Exactly. And I think that's one thing which, and this is one thing which I always tell about everyone, that everyone thinks a faculty's life is fun, nice, enjoyable. No doubts. No doubts, yes, we enjoy to the core of it. But there's so much more struggles in the back.
100%.
And I'm not talking about myself. I'm just talking in general.
Yeah, one of the faculties has to like travel to somewhere out of Chennai. He takes class from 6 to 9 in the morning, then leaves there, comes back night 2 a.m. something.
Oh, wow.
Takes 6 a.m. He did not tell me he was coming at 2.
Okay.
I thought he was just coming back at 8.
Same as my schedule.
Okay. So then only I realized everybody is burning their candle on the
exactly
other end, and it's not for the money. True. That was 100%.
I think that's one thing which I always tell, and this is a good platform for me to share, is that every student should realize a faculty may be earning out of this, but he's not there for the earning part of it and is more for your
If it was just for the earnings, you would have
exactly
been dead by now.
Probably that. Or again, take my example itself, Venkat. I think if I am spending my first 7 hours in the morning for doing a teaching, vis-a-vis I'm spending 9 hours in the night for my office, I can very honestly tell you, in terms of revenue, not in terms of profit itself, I'm probably doing 7x.
Yeah.
Right, which means teaching is going to give me 1/7 of what I'm putting efforts there, and still I would come and tell you
if you were after money, you would have like set up a firm. I
can still tell you that even tomorrow, if someone comes and gives me an opportunity or to choose between both of them, I would choose teaching.
Yeah.
Right, I'm okay with that 1/7 of the income as compared to my 7x, because that's where the difference makes. Right. So I think that's where things work, and that's one thing which I always tell a student to appreciate, is that any person coming forward in the morning and teaching a class for you is always going to give us 100%. Let's not take it for granted. Let's make sure that you appreciate it. It's not just about me. It's about any faculty. Now, there may be days when the faculty is not able to connect well with you also. Yeah. It's completely fine.
We've heard a lot of bad stories from faculties where they've been late. 7 a.m. class getting started at 8:30. You have a lot of conflict of interest in this topic, but because of that, how many CAs, like students, get affected?
Correct.
You waste almost 6 months.
Exactly.
If the faculty is late by 1 hour, almost for 1 week, it's 7 hours of coaching. It's 3 days of classes, and it's almost, if that compounds and like accumulates, it's almost month delay. Okay. And if that month delays, the student will not be prepared. True. He's short by 1 month, which means he'll waste another 6 months.
Correct.
And if he does not crack in the next attempt, basically his mental health is down and everything is down, and he'll not reach his full potential, all because the faculty is late by 1 hour.
I think respect works both ways. That's the fact, right? I mean, and that's what I said, right? My hunger for respect is
so huge. When somebody shows up on time and delivers.
Exactly. So I think my hunger for respect is huge, but I at the same time also recognize the fact that I need to be respectful to them as well.
It works both ways.
Exactly. So I think and those are the days, right, Venkat? It can happen very conveniently today that a student can message saying, I have fever, so I'm not coming to the class. A student not coming to the class will still run.
Yeah.
A faculty not coming to the class, the batch
students will stay.
The batch is down, right? Yeah. So I have there has been days, Venkat, in my life, I can tell you, in the last 5 years, there has probably been 1 week in my whole 5 years journey that I've not showed up for a class.
Wonderful.
Because I think that was the week where what happened is, I don't know what happened, and I lost my blood count. My potassium went down and I was hospitalized immediately.
Health quotient down.
Yes. So I think, and I still remember that was a funny day because in the last 5 years I've never taken a break.
Okay.
And there was this 1 week where what happened is I don't know what happened. My body
Yeah,
was
you
not
took
reacting.
1 week sick leave, by the way.
Yes. From office, yes. From teaching,
On paper, yes.
from teaching, no.
No.
So I meant the teaching part, but yes, I think.
Got it.
So I think I remember 2023. There was a time when what happened is suddenly I woke up in the morning and my body is shaking. I don't know what to do, but I still somehow I was like, no, I have a class today. I cannot drop it off, and therefore I take my bike out. My body shaking, and I go for a class. I come back, and the moment I drop my bike, I'm on the ground, in the middle of the road.
Okay.
My dad picks me up. He takes me to a hospital. It has been informed that apparently my potassium level has gone has reached the rock bottom, and if I would have not been admitted that day, then I might have probably died.
Wow.
Right. That is the extreme level of insights I have. My dad then comes to me and he says, Rahul, how long have you been feeling this? And it's like, it's been a week. I thought I'll probably recover because it was dysentery that time. So like, it's dysentery. It's a normal thing. I'd figure it out. And then I was hospitalized for a whole week. I had to call 4 different academies and tell them, I'm sorry, I cannot make it. And, that was the first time they came and told Rahul, this is the first time you're asking for a leave. Please go. Right. That happened. But I think I still remember after a week, I think I was 4 days in hospital. 5th day, I said, you know what, I'm feeling energized. Let me go for a walk. I went for a walk. I was able to walk. I immediately discharged my papers. Next day, I was in a class.
Okay.
So the academy came back and they said, Rahul, why don't you take a week more? I was like, no, I think there is this hole there, right? That is enough for me. As long as, and I think I still had to continue my
Inflon thing.
the
IV.
The IV, yes, exactly. So I had to still continue IV for another 4 days. So I told them, yes, IV guy will only come in the morning, right? The evening is available for me. What is the problem? So then I continued classes on the next day. I have an IV in my hand. I go to the class. I'm writing there.
Okay.
And I'm writing with an IV in my hand, and it pains. It pains. You know how it works, right? You move your hand and it pains. But then I was writing down 4 days. I was taking IV in the morning. Evening, I'm taking a class. And then the IV gets removed and I still continue with the class.
Wow. Okay.
It's not like I'm showing off here, but it's just that, that 4 days which I did not take a class, I felt so left out in my life.
Okay.
Right. And this is what you were telling, right? You don't know where you're going to be after 5 years. I don't know if I'll be alive. I don't know if I'm going to do anything else. But after 5 years, if I'm ever going to quit teaching, there's one thing I'm looking forward to. That on the day I quit teaching or the day I retire teaching, there should be at least 5 people on the back coming and saying that, you know what, there was a person like that. And I think that person changed my life.
I think we already have more than 5. But yeah.
Okay. Let's really hope for that. Yes.
Yeah. Really happy to have this conversation with you, and especially a friend like you, and also on board as a team member.
Yes.
Pushing on excellency as well.
Perfect.
I have a lot of things to do in the upcoming future.
I am going to guarantee you that the next couple of months and a couple of years are going to be amazing for both of us. Regardless of where we reach, I think we're going to have an amazing time together. So
yes. I pray for the same as well. And thank you so much for taking an entire day off for the podcast. I didn't know that firsthand, but thank you so much for doing that. And
perfectly happy.
I think it's completely worth it.
I think perfectly happy being here. Thank you so much for inviting me. This is my first podcast in my life, so I'm really happy having this shared memory. Okay. I don't know if I am going to make an impact in this video, but anyone watching
Definitely, yes.
Thank you so much for listening to this ranting session with both of us. And
it's not a ranting session. Most of my podcast, you know something? One of my podcasts went for 4 hours.
Oh wow!
I had to cut it for part 1 and part 2.
Okay.
I did I posted part 1 before Diwali, like 1 week before Diwali, and part 2 before Diwali. Okay, and I had a lot of comments in part 1 saying release the part 2 immediately.
Nice.
So initially I thought like a 4-hour podcast, or like this is not a 4-hour podcast.
Definitely
2 hour.
Yes.
Sure, but nobody's going to watch it. But the amount of scarce content or people, relatable people talking is very less in CA.
Yeah, I agree.
That people do listen to everything and
perfectly. No, I think I agree.
It's
and
very helpful as well.
I think I agree, and that's what I think everyone watching. Thank you so much for listening to us. I think Venkat is doing an amazing job. I'm trying my level best as well. So, so if you have anything, and personally, again, regardless of whatever it is, if you feel that you're stuck somewhere, I think we both are available for you.
Yes.
So please reach out, and you can have a wonderful session with all of us.
Thank you so much. And
thank you so much.